Beautiful day.
June, give me 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
I'm in Atlanta too, bro. We should link up for a game.
All you gotta do is let me know when, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's what's up. Where you live at? I live in Sandy Springs.
I'm over in Tucker.
Oh, word. That's cool. I work in Chamblee, so I know where that's at.
Mm. Tucker's right next to Chamblee.
Yo, June, how far are you from Buford?
I go to Buford a lot, actually. I got a store there that I constantly goes to.
Okay. There's this there's this like memorabilia type store, like
Mm-hmm.
signed jerseys and stuff.
Really?
Bro, it's like a warehouse. It's like full. Like the entire like from wall to wall signed jerseys, bro. Like it's OD in there. It's crazy.
Really? What is it on Buford Highway?
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you the name of it real quick. It's like a non-profit type store. So all you have
Mm-hmm.
to do is like set an appointment and then they'll like let you come in and look around. It's called A Town Authentics.
Me too.
Yeah, bro. I graduated from Auburn in 2023. Do you
Okay.
remember when they played Alabama and they returned that field goal for the touchdown?
Yes, I do.
So his name is Chris Davis. I bought myself a Chris Davis signed jersey for $250. If I bought it in Auburn, it would have went for like 750.
I mean, most of everything is cheap down here any damn way.
Yeah,
That's the reason why I love it.
that's right. Yeah, bro. Are you planning on going to a game next year, either New Orleans or Jacksonville?
Um, I don't even know yet, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The Jets had me spending money like crazy, and I just finally got to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna keep paying for this shit that I'm seeing that I'm watching. I, I I went to the last game I went to was the Fail Mary when I
Mm.
met Pete up there. Yeah, I left as soon as they returned that for a touchdown. I was back on the highway headed back to Atlanta.
Oh, what was that? The Miami game?
Ah,
Yes,
bro, it was so
Black
cold
Friday.
that day too.
yes.
Damn,
What's up, Nick? Good
that's
morning,
what's
man.
going on, Petey. Good morning, man. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm here. I got
Joe
work
and I,
at
Joe and I went to
11.
the press conference.
Oh, that's
The-
cool. With
yeah.
AG in them.
Yep.
Yeah, he had good things to say. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm loving what they're doing with the staff so far.
You saw that hire yesterday, the guy from the Vikings.
I like that. I like
Yeah, I like that too.
that's Chris' brother, ain't it? Rick Stillman. Chris brother.
Spielman.
Yeah.
Good morning, gents. Happy Friday.
C
Happy
Web.
Friday.
C
See
Web.
Web,
I
what up,
gotta, I
brother?
gotta, I gotta
Happy
confess
Friday, buddy.
something. I will. I don't care how many people are on here, honestly, but I was dead wrong. I thought Eli Manning would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I was wrong. I'm
No, man,
shocked.
it's a lot harder than people think to get into the Hall of Fame.
I remember
Um,
Neek getting at me too for that one.
yeah,
You
Neat.
know, I saw that list last night, and there was only one person that I saw on the list for next year that don't deserve to be on there, and I don't give a fuck.
Who
I
was
don't.
it?
Julian Edelman did not deserve to be
who?
on that list
Well,
with those other men. I'm
I'm
sorry.
happy Sterling Sharp got in. That dude was a baller,
Nah,
man.
bruh, Petey, a real nigga cried last night. That shit had me in tears. Cause they kept showing Shannon Sharp Hall of Fame speech, and a nigga was crying out here,
Whoa, whoa,
bro.
whoa, 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 whoa. That's two. That's two. Got one more.
Okay, and
Got one more. Got one more.
no. It was the context that it was used in. See, I wasn't using it to degrade or berate anybody. I
No,
was actually uplifting.
it ain't the
And
beret.
it's Black History Month, so no, I
Thank
will
you.
not
It's Black
be
History
pushing
Month, so
back
you
my
shouldn't be
N
using
words.
that, brother.
Shit, I will not be pushing back my N
See, Web,
words
do
in
you
Black History Month.
Yo,
So
hear
C
that will not
Web
be
is
this?
happening.
frying, bro.
Yo,
I don't know
you're
why C Webb
hilarious.
crying. C Webb was one of the main ops that
Hey,
talked a lot of
hey,
shit, and now he
s-
can't say shit in my presence
uh-oh.
because we in the
Y'all
Super
still
Bowl.
trash.
So he
Y'all
Well,
one of
still
the few
trash. Wow,
people
win
that's
a Super
rooting
Bowl.
for Chiefs
Congratulations.
three-peat. So I
And
don't
I'll
want to
still
see,
talk to
talk
C
my
Webb.
shit.
Ain't shit.
Relax.
Hey C Webb,
It's
offensive
Friday
player of the
morning, man.
year.
It's Friday morning. And even if you do
So
win a Super Bowl, I can still say catch up because you're
you can
still
say
only
catch
halfway
up.
there with the NFC.
I can say I have a better
That's
running
right.
back.
You're still at the bottom. Even if you win, you're still at the bottom of the NFCs. Sorry.
Oh, what
That's
with
real.
championships? That's right. Wait, how many? Wait.
Yes.
that's
How many?
right.
How many
Yeah,
does Washington have?
they got at
Three.
A
least
That's
lot.
right,
three.
three. I know
Yeah,
Dallas
Three.
has
with three
what?
different
Five.
quarterbacks. Yeah,
Dallas has five.
Five.
Yeah, and the Giants have
We have
four.
they have
four.
five. Yeah, Giants have four. Yeah. Hey, you know what? If it wasn't for the Eagles winning, and if it wasn't for Buffalo losing in the Super Bowls all the time, we would have been the first division to have all four
And,
teams.
and, and you want to know what's even crazier this year? If Philly loses, they'll be the only NFC East team to lose to. Um, I'm sorry, I cut out. My
To the
apologies. I'm
Chiefs?
tripping. Buffalo is not in the Super Bowl. I'm tripping. I'm tripping because all those NFC East teams beat Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Dallas twice,
Oh
Washington
yeah, that's right.
and the Giants. So I was hoping Buffalo would have
Well,
got there,
see,
but
Webb,
they
Well,
didn't do their job.
did you know this? If just say if Buffalo would have made the Super Bowl and Philly would have beat them, they would have lost to every NFC East team.
That correct. That's what I was saying. Yeah, and then I had to blame
yeah.
Brain Park for the
Wait, hold
The
on,
spoiled.
only
June.
thing
Did
is, you're
you
lucky.
gulag T or no? June.
You know
I'm
what?
bringing him back.
Yeah. I told him he used two of them already. He was gone. He used two in his first sentence, so he got one more. He got
All
one
right,
more.
see, all right. Are we bringing him back up, or is he having a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts again?
No. Bring him back up. He got one more. He got one more. He got one more
June is
strike.
now the Terminator.
You gotta be on T. Without T, because it sound like you. It sound
T is
like
my boy, man. T is my boy.
he
I just
mine
want to give
too.
it a hard
Look,
time.
look. I love him like a little brother. It just, man, bro. In Black History Month, come on, man, come on.
You right. You right. It is Black History Month. So that's why I feel offended. Cause
There it
You
I'm
feel
is.
black,
offended,
unapologetically
yo.
black. I'm loud and black. I'm blackity black.
Yo, he say he feel offended.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is 2025, and I will not be apologizing for being unapologetically black no more in my life. And I put that on God, the first men, the Andals, on David and Goliath, nigga, on whoever you needed to be put on. I am proud. I am proud.
I'm
When I'm
proud too,
ghetto, when I'm smarter than niggas think I was, any
bruh.
of that,
That's
I love
three.
it. So
Please,
there's my three limit. There's my three limit right there.
thank
But
you.
see how I used it for a good purpose.
Oh my fucking goodness.
Got that nigga Drew at my purpose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just fit.
Hey,
It just
Pete,
fit. It just fit.
Pete,
Yes.
keep your hand on the button, Pete. The next inlet come out. I don't care how he use it.
Nah, he already down, bro.
Okay, Jesus Christ,
All right, so
bro.
it's the last football Friday, which sucks. There's no more football, so we got to get through this off season. It's going to be a long off season. A lot of changes. Uh, First of all, who you got in the Super Bowl, June?
I'm going with Kansas City. Like. Look, remember I said this a long time ago that unfortunately, NFL is a business, and the same way I said back then, they're gonna see to it that Kansas City go to the Super Bowl because it's something that's never been done before, and storylines sell tickets and get viewers. This is a business, man. No matter how much we think about it, it's a business.
I got a better one. What's the over under on Taylor Swift that we see her? How many times?
I'm gonna say,
At least
I'm
10.
gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. This is a Super Bowl. You gotta see it at least 20 times.
Nah, if they
I'm sick
win,
to
it'll
my
be closer
stomach.
to 20.
You
If they
gotta.
lose, it'll be like maybe like 8.
Who's the
But I
announcers
don't
for the
need.
game?
I
Do we
I
know?
think Fox. So I think it's Brady and Burkhardt,
Oh,
right?
good.
So
I
Fox.
cannot stand Tony
I
Romo.
can't. Nah, Tom Brady. Tom Brady. He's not it for an announcer yet for me.
And for those that don't know,
Romo's terrible.
Tubi is streaming the game also.
Yeah, I'm pro Greg Olson. Greg
Same,
Olson's the
Petey.
man.
He earned it.
He's Hall of Fame eligible next year too. By the
Hmm.
way.
Do
Yep.
you think? Do you think Romo's a Hall of Famer?
Hell no.
He said, "Hell."
It's
His
not
stats
the
are
Hall of Very Good. It's the Hall of Fame, bro. What are we doing here?
You no. You're right. I'm just. My question is, will he make the Hall of Fame?
I I hope not, but
I think he might. I think he will get in at some point. I
Who's
do.
this? Who we talking
Tony
about?
Romo.
Tony
Oh,
Romo.
I hope not.
I like Tony
Let me look
Romo
up
and I
his
respect
stats.
Tony Romo, but
He ain't got
it's not the Hall of Very Good. His
no.
resume is Dak's, and
I
if
like
Dak
that.
doesn't belong, Romo doesn't
No,
belong.
no, I don't think he will get in. He's got 34,000 yards. No,
Yeah, no chance. That sounds like
248 touchdowns.
compare that to Fitzpatrick, Petey.
You do the eye test. He's not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He's way better than Fitzpatrick.
No, compare the numbers though. They sound similar.
The eye test. When you think of Beckham Romo, you think he was a not for
Well,
me
he was
a
78 and 49 in 13 years, Romo.
Uh,
Mhm.
wait. Our first hand of the morning, Mister
Oh,
Mark Meat Torres.
logistics. Here we go. Go, Mark.
good morning, Mark.
Hi,
I
good
didn't
morning,
even know. I
everybody.
didn't see.
How
I
you
didn't
doing,
see
No,
you
Meat?
I'm
were in here.
here.
What's up, Meat?
It's a pleasure being here. If you anger easily, you may want to
Uh
take like a 30-second break from Jets Commute. Uh, I want to talk about Mekhi Becton.
Oh shit.
I'm with this.
Okay, so I remember when Mekhi was drafted, and his first year, in my mind, his tape was a revelation. I love gritty, nasty offensive line play. Um, I was a lineman, so when I see someone doing it where it looks like a varsity player playing with JV players, that's what his freshman year tape looked like to me. And then the Jets proceeded to try to, well, they had someone roll into his knee, which for a big man is pretty brutal. And then uh, with bad coaching, bad leadership, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, he's an immature guy and they just couldn't figure out how to get the best out of him. And then he goes to Philly, and now he's 4 quarters away from getting a ring. So I bring all this up for 2 reasons. One, Hexkin was talking about toxicity in the Jet fan base. I'm going to leave that one alone, but I will say that sometimes, on occasion, we run quality players out of town. And then I'm going to circle back to our good group of players. You all know who I'm talking about. Please, let's not make the same mistake and let good players leave the Jets, go somewhere else and be fruitful. There are many examples of great players, quality players for the Jets that go elsewhere and then get off the Jets and suddenly their careers take off. Please don't let that happen to our current crop of good players. Thank you.
I got a question for you, Mark. If
Hold on, I got to accept the co-host, so you can't mute me, Jude. Hold on.
Wow, it's getting to
look,
that point.
look, I
Uh,
got a question for you. Uh,
sure.
do you like Conklin?
Tyler Conklin is a uh, uh, I mean, he's a passable tight end. Like he can receive. I'm not. His blocking is like all right. Like he's a decent option. Uh, that's how I look at Tyler Conklin.
Okay, so now let's just say Conklin was to go to anybody. Just say Conklin was to go to the Colts, and then he become Pro Bowl. Are you still looking at it like Jets let a good one go get away? I mean,
No, because the Jets didn't draft Tyler Conklin. I mean, but it's an interesting argument though because with JFM, did the Jets let JFM get away?
right, and but once again, the Jets didn't draft JFM. So
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying is my point is if just because he doesn't work out here doesn't mean that I mean, he could go somewhere else and
Just
shine.
like
But
Saquon Barkley, right?
yeah,
Just because a player doesn't work out in one situation,
yeah,
it's a failure of the organization, not the player.
yeah. You
Players
you
can have
can't
talent regardless,
right.
and everything isn't apples to apples.
And you can't blame the fan base because shit, he was bad. Becton was
Can't blame the
bad.
fan base. I
Becton
can
was
Well,
blame the fan
horrible.
I'm
base
sorry.
for
Excuse the
sure.
fan base. Who cares about the fan base?
No, no, no,
At the end
no,
of the day, it's
Good
the front
point.
office
no,
and how these people evaluate
no,
and
no, no, no,
judge
no.
Like
their
Quincy.
organization.
Hey, C Web, no, that's not that's not what I was meaning. I'm talking about he said like as if we ran Becton out of the
Right. But
we
most fans don't
Wait, you don't think we
understand the
ran Becton out of
entirety
town?
of.
Becton was fucking horrible here. He was horrible.
Here we go.
He was
How about
horrible.
June? How about Quincy?
Is it Becton or is it
Qu-
bad situation
uh, uh,
or poor coaching? No
I
development.
think.
Ooh.
All right, I think it was all three. I
Thank
think.
you. All
I
three.
think Becton responding to fans was wrong by him. Okay, he should have let it go. The fans were wrong by attacking him. Okay, and number three, I think the Jets didn't develop him
Well,
properly.
no. Wait. They tried to. They got that man a nutritionist and everything. He didn't want to lose weight. He didn't want to do the
Well,
things.
June,
The
He
Jets
didn't
didn't
want to
have.
do the things
hold
to get
on.
better.
Can I correct the record on this?
Correct it.
June
Yes,
Smith.
MM,
All right.
and I'm not
In
talking
the
about Manish Mehta. It's
I
me and
know.
Mark.
Listen, I got no problem. Listen, I'm not here for likes and subscribes. If you want to like and subscribe, go find Jets Commute on YouTube. Okay, not me. Let's not kid around. In Mekhi Becton's last year, like in his offseason, he had a body transformation. He lost a significant amount of weight. He was hitting the weight room. He was kind of like getting his body right.
His
And then the
contract
Jets,
year.
well, June,
His contract
I
year.
understand the cynicism of thinking that every player is just playing for a paycheck, and of course they are playing for a paycheck. You don't go to work without a paycheck. I don't go to a job for fun.
If you
They call it
had,
work for a reason.
but,
But let's not act like players. Hold on. Let's not act like players don't have other motivations. At the end of the day, they want to be great players. They want to compete for a championship in a ring. They've been playing this game their entire life.
okay,
That's part of it too.
okay, Mark. Now that
And they
would be
want to
true.
get paid.
What
It's
about the
all about
four
the business. They
years?
want to get paid too.
Right, exactly. So what about the other 4 years that he had a chance to try and transform his body and eat the right things and do it?
No,
He didn't do that.
June, I think he was in the wrong situation, and then he got with the Philly offensive line coach, who's a great coach, and somebody convinced him.
You,
Oh,
You
the
know,
value of coaching.
you,
Look at
you
that.
no. You,
How about
you, you,
coaching?
you know what I
Coaching
think it
matters.
was? You know what I think it was? I think that us not signing him back scared his ass, and then he said, "You know what? I got to get my shit right, and I got to sit there and start taking this weight shit seriously, or I won't be in this league long." That's what it was. Let's.
I think if the Jets had a plan for him, June, and said, you know what, this tackle situation, we know what you're saying. Well, you know what, though? If you don't have leaders, especially on the offensive side of the ball, that can help guide a young player who's immature, like, and he was immature coming in. Even though he's a massive human being, these guys are young, man. They need guidance, leadership, mentorship, like real leaders. You need that shit. The Jets didn't have it. The Eagles do.
And Mark, to that point, even more important having that veteran leadership, where a lot of these guys are a whole different generation of person and don't understand just the day in and day out of being a pro, handling the
True.
media, handling technology, handling the fans, handling doing their business as an individual with their front office and the organization. It's so many things that we're watching in front of our eyes kind of happen with
So are we going to
the
make the
younger
same
generation.
mistake? Are we going to make the same mistake with some of these young players that we have on the roster who no one's saying, listen, guys, the Jets are not a sweetheart situation in the league. There are a lot of other teams these young players would rather play for than the Jets,
I
who have no
agree,
traditional
Mark.
leading, no traditional winning, a lot of tumult in the front office. You got articles coming out about whatever, 30 and on, all the sources. Like, it's not, if you're a good player and you're with the Jets, it's tough. It is tough. If you're a good player and you go to a terrific team, guess what? It makes sense that you would like hit the rocket ship in terms of your growth and excellence. I think they really found one in Glenn. I really like this new staff. I think, listen, I'll say something. Well, let's get to Nick, but I want to say something about Glenn and how I think this is the last best chance for the Jets to really turn this thing around with him. You're good, Nick.
Nick, you here?
Nick, I can't hear him.
Mark, I'm going to post what I sent you yesterday.
Okay.
Nick, are you here?
Well, while we're waiting on Nick,
Oh,
I really
Nick,
think he's here.
oh, do you want to talk, Nick?
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. Nick, drop and come back. There you go.
I really think this is the last best shot with Aaron Glenn. I really do. Like, I think if this doesn't work out, uh, like I don't know what the Jets are going to do. If it's because I mean you can't do much with the owner. You can't, you know what I mean? Like you can't. I just don't. I feel like they got the right guy at the right time. Oh, Nick, are you here?
Better?
We
Yeah,
bet.
we hear you.
All right, all right. So yeah, I think that's good points, Mark. I like what you're saying. I think that this issue that we're currently faced with like Becton goes to a place and thrives, and then maybe we'll see like somebody like Malachi Corley who can't even get on the field go to a place and contribute. Like Tony, he won 2 rings with the Chiefs after being a complete non-factor with the Giants. But like you were saying, if we get to a place where Glenn is the guy and so is DM, the general manager, then we won't have to face this issue of, oh, what if the Jets don't keep their talent, because there'll be a serious team where guys will want to stay, right? And that's why
Nick, I'm going to
this,
push back on that Kadarius Tony comment because he's out of the NFL right now.
yeah,
Like he won a ring, but at the end of the day, he was having problems with every organization he was playing at.
That's a
He was
fact.
a failed. He was just a piss poor pick.
He's a
He
problem
didn't work
child.
out at all anywhere.
He's a problem.
yeah,
Yo,
that's
Nick, 1 sec. Look up in the Jumbotron, guys. I actually found this yesterday. And
wow.
and folks, one who's up on stage every day to my right, uh, um, um, excuse me. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Wait, why don't you look at that? And people want, I just, you have to keep both of these guys, in my opinion, especially with Glenn. I think Glenn's going to get the best out of Sauce. I really do.
Yeah,
Why? But,
I
but,
think so
but, but,
too.
but
Pete,
let me ask
Pete,
you this.
that's what I was saying. I was like, come on, with Sauce, just give me 1 year with Glenn, man. I because we don't know, like Mark was saying that, like let's give. I think there's something there with Glenn. And why do you think Spillman got on? Spillman's now he's in. Now he's a what? He's in there. I'm hoping that doesn't hurt the I guess the front office. But I'm happy that Spillman is in the loop now. But I just want 1 year, right? You remember Vernon Golston? Remember Golston? He was a bust.
Vernon
Yep.
Ghost. Yes, I
Well,
do.
well,
We gave him right.
Nelson,
I wanted.
1 sec, real quick.
Yeah,
Fans wanted to run McDonald out his first year too, and look, he had double-digit sacks. Now everybody's gonna, not everybody, people are gonna say, oh, he had a stretch where, who, if you get 10 sacks in the NFL, you did something right, big time. We
yeah,
have to develop guys.
yeah.
We
That's
don't
why I wanted
develop
Golston to.
anybody. That's
I
why, like,
wanted.
go ahead.
Petey, that's the difference
I
between the good
wanted.
and
I
bad
wanted.
franchises, literally.
I
Correct.
wanted Rex to have a chance with Golston. Obviously, he failed, but at least I thought, okay, we got Rex coming in. Let's see he could do something, and he didn't. So I just need 1 year with this guy, man. I mean, come
I
on. I
mean,
mean,
yeah, that's another thing too. Like people say, "Oh, Garrett Wilson's a 1B, maybe a 2." Who have we had? Who? Keyshawn Johnson? Was Lavernius Coles a 1A?
Brandon
He was
Marshall.
good. Yeah, but we didn't see Webb. We didn't draft him. To be fair, Santana Moss.
No,
Who did we?
he,
Who have we drafted? Like I'm tired of this. Develop people, good organizations. Develop. Look at the Bills drafted Khalil Shakir. Look at him. And everybody. Yes, he has Josh
he's still not
Allen.
but he's still not a number one.
Okay, but still, he's still developed.
Highly productive season.
Yeah. Keon Coleman looks like a keeper,
He's not number one either.
but
Good
still,
Also
players.
a highly
they're
productive
All that
good
season
matters is they're good
as
players.
a rookie.
players.
I
But
And
want
you're
good
building a
players on
roster.
here,
You're
but
building
June.
a team.
but
You're
but
building a team.
but the difference is this. This what the difference is. Shakir's not going to see $30 million.
So what?
Oh,
Hey, June. But the
Hey,
difference isn't that. The difference is building the total team, the entire team to win football games. And
June
when you have
again.
good
Yeah,
players,
June.
you win games
June,
Al,
I'm
as
gonna
a
bring
whole.
this.
see,
Yeah,
Altoon
June,
and
I'm gonna
Rob
bring
Moore
this up
were
real
number
quick.
When
ones,
you
to
have
be
an
yes, Rob
identity
Moore
and a
was.
vision, you
and
win
Altoon
games and you
also.
Yeah,
have
he was in the
See,
consistent
supplemental.
players.
see
June, to
where
be fair, real quick, June,
Rob,
to be fair, Sad Jet brought it up yesterday. He said that you're the only person that cares about Woody Johnson's money.
no,
That was so. But why do you care? Like, if he gets
listen.
30 million, who cares?
This is the reason why. Because once again, the Jets are known for overpaying players. I'm tired of that. I'm
But
I'm
June,
t-
they have
I'm
to.
tired of
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
tired of paying the jet tax. I'm tired of paying the jet tax. I don't want to do it no more.
Can I talk about the jet tax? And June, I feel your pain, and I understand what you're saying. When the Jets went and got, what was it, Corey Davis, it
Yeah,
got him some money and paid him as a one, even though it was a
yeah.
two. When the Jets got C.J. Mosley and had to pry him away
Look
from the Ravens, and
and
those
look at that
like,
contract that was horrible. Don't forget my man, the
but
cornerback that we got from the Rams. Remember how much we paid him? And he was
Jermaine Johnson.
yes.
sure.
Yeah, but June,
But
go
he,
ahead, Mark.
I was
Mark,
just gonna say,
don't
here's
get
how you get out
frustrated
of it.
before I yell at you, Mark.
No,
Go.
Don't forget Le'Veon Bell either.
the
Le'Veon,
way
come
you
Who
on.
most
the
fans
uh,
wanted. Go ahead,
the way
Mark.
you get out of it is you identify players, and it's not sexy. It's not the splashy, sexy free agent signing. You identify quality players in the draft, right, on rookie deals, and then you have solid coaching to develop those players. So you have awesome homegrown talent. Oh, wait a second! Didn't the Jets just draft in 2022 a bunch of really young, talented players that then are Jets now, and they can develop them further? And they're getting productivity out of them before they have to pay them. Like,
Yes,
what if the
Mark.
Jets became that kind of factory of a football team? Do you think that? And again, let's fast forward to next year, not this year's draft, but next year's draft, when you guys want to go and draft a quarterback, and we're wondering, oh Lord, Arch Manning would never want to come to the Jets. Why? Because they're a dumpster fire. What if the Jets turn it around in 1 year and start looking like a real football team? And now they look like a much more appealing destination if they actually had like a Glenn could clean this whole shit out in 1 year, but not at 2
Mark.
and 14
Mark,
or 2
real
and
quick.
whatever
Mark, do you
15.
want
No
to?
fucking way.
Mark, do you want? Look, they drafted Joe Douglas hit on one later guy, Michael Carter. Do you think Joe Tippmann's a keeper for the next 7 years? I think he
I
is.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I do,
So
and with good
Absolutely.
coaching, Pete, and he gets his snap situation sorted out, which he's had shit coaching with Keith Carter. I think I think he's a hit for sure.
right. So you want to keep guys. I know you can't keep everybody, okay?
That's
And
my point.
yes, but there's exceptions. And I'm
There- there-
sorry, Garrett
there's an
Wilson.
exception. Wait,
Yeah,
so the exception is you can keep everybody.
yeah, but there's exceptions of wanting to keep certain players, and I just think Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner are two people you got to keep. And by the way, Renzel told me to bring this up. Quinnen Williams was second in the NFL in pressures, so behind Chris Jones. So Curtis, you want to comment on that?
He's not as
Yeah,
nowhere near Chris
definitely.
Jones.
All right, all right, all right. Good morning, everybody.
What's up?
Because we're not going back and forth with this
Morning.
trash. This is what's going to happen. Again, we're arguing over semantics because we're all abused. We're all abused spouses. Y'all sound like you're in domestic violence cases. Man, stop crying, bro. Listen, June, I told you I love you. It's going to be hybrid. You want to tear it all the way down. It's not going to happen. We are going to get rid of Rodgers, but we're not going to tear it all the way down. You understand me? That would be suicide on their part because the reason why I say that, it'll take 2 to 3 years and maybe we get lucky and hit on a couple of players, but we'd be right in the same position we are now. So what's going to happen is, if you was listening, because I'm very big on studying, and one of my favorite books is The Art of War. And you always should know your enemies. You should always know people who talking in the know. The reason why all these rumors are coming up on Garrett Wilson is because the league feels that Garrett Wilson is really the only star out of New York. Y'all don't see that shit? Why you think every team wants him? Him and I won't say Sauce yet, but right now Garrett is for sure the only person I can see staying 100%. Jermaine Johnson's going to be the first one signed to a deal. It's going to be a cheap deal. He's going to get like 3 or 4 million less than what JFM got. Starts from what, 10, 11, 12 million a year, because he wants to be here. That's going to get the ball rolling. We got Sauce. He's going to be the tricky one. Garrett is your face star, because he puts up the numbers outside of Sauce. So all this getting rid of stuff is not happening, man. Y'all just have to. Also, I listen to Mr. Spielman. They're already in Zoom meetings. They're already identifying the types of players. And I'll post it up on the. I think I sent it to PD in June this morning. Y'all need to listen to that. He's talking about what they're already talking about. They've been already in it since like a week now. So we're about to hear some stuff coming up. And don't buy into the Devontae shit. It doesn't matter either way. It's just, of course, nobody talked to him because
Yeah.
we just hired everybody. We literally just hired everybody.
Yeah, but
And
they should have been in communication with
why?
him.
Why?
You got to.
Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Right now, as much as his legendary career was, he is not as high on a priority list as people think he is. Because he's only dependent if Rodgers stays. If Rodgers ain't staying, he's not staying. You can forget about that. We all know that, right? We can all agree on that, right? Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you're coming in a little muffled, but yes, I agree with everything you said.
My bad. Yeah, so we're gonna be all right, man. Just June, I'm sorry, bro. We're gonna get rid of Rodgers. I feel that, but I don't think we're not getting rid of really the nucleus, and Aaron Glenn's gonna see what the nucleus is. It's gonna be Garrett, it's gonna be Sauce. It's not going to be Brees. It's gonna be Olu, Titman. Simpson's worked himself in very well, so he's going to be here for a few
What about Vera
years.
Tucker?
You know what? That's another dude we're going to keep on the cheap because he has no legs to stand on, and I don't mean it as a joke. I like him, but he's always hurt. But that means we'll re-sign him for cheap. And if he gets hurt again, then of course we'll start drafting his replacements. I like his mentality. He's just like, and it's not the thing is, it's been different injuries, so I'm not off the board yet. It would have been one thing if he had a knee injury and then he got the same knee injury. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a triceps and then it's been Achilles, two different body parts. So
Yeah, Trey.
what's
Yeah.
up?
As I just came back. Yes, sir. You right. You right.
Yeah. So
I'm
The
not
weight of
sure
that
if any
take, June,
teams.
dropped you out of co-host. That was brutal, man. Welcome back.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I just
But,
noticed that.
no, don't listen to him, man. I had to take a phone call and I dropped. He's
I
such a
totally
fucking
understand, bro.
asshole. Yo. I
June,
swear.
I have a question real quick before we
What
move
up?
on. Is
Talk
T
to me.
allowed to come back from Dunkin' Donuts?
Look, man. Look, if T come in here with one more nigga, he gone, man. He gone. No more niggas, bro. It's Black History Month. Find some other fucking words.
Oh, bouncer June. All right, we're
No,
letting
I'm
T
saying,
up
man.
here.
You know,
No,
I
I'm
mean, I
good with
mean,
it.
you know,
Totally agree. I don't want to hear
right. You
that.
know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear that, bro. We all from the hood, but that don't mean that it's okay to say. We just don't want to hear it.
Can you guys get him up? I can't.
Pause.
I can't bring up T. Yeah.
Get
Thanks,
him up.
Pete.
Get him up.
Good
Yo,
morning to my
Mark, get it.
brethren.
Yeah, yo, what up, Mark? Get him up is a hard pause. Pause.
Mark, what up, brother?
T, good to see you. I'm rooting for your team this weekend, just so you know.
Wait,
I know
Mark,
you are. You're
you're
not like
rooting for the
June.
Eagles, man?
Kansas City got that shit, man.
Yeah,
Kansas City.
100%. I'm going to tell you why.
PD. The only people that want to see the Chiefs wins are niggas that never won. I mean, people that never
See,
won.
come, bro.
I had to make sure June let that go.
But, hey, Pete, give me back my co-host, bro.
No,
Pete, give me
because
back
that's
my
the shit you
co-host,
only
bro.
wanted
Yeah.
back to
Oh, I
drop
didn't
me.
even
That's
see
the
you
shame.
lost it.
Yeah, no, I had to drop and come back.
All right.
Look, I like running. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I'm pulling for the Eagles in this one. I like running the football. Okay, I like Saquon leaving a bad situation and entering a good one and starting to flash and show his draft Like he's really looking like what we thought he was going to be. I like that. I like stout offensive line play. I like great defense, and the Eagles were ranked number one last year. And the third thing is, I always pull for an underdog, and I think that the weight of the three-peat and the rest of it, and how the Chiefs perform when the lights are brightest, like if it weren't for that, we might be thinking that the Eagles are the favorite in this one. But I still think,
Mhm.
what's the line on this?
It's only 1.5.
Wow.
Oof.
That's
Yeah,
how I
it's
want it. A dog
Well,
well.
fight. I
Anyway, that's
don't
who I'm
want
pulling for and why.
I don't want nothing pretty. I don't want nothing handy. We won't need no rap. Won't need none of that. All we need is all 11 on the other side of the ball. You hear me? Like fuck all that. You hear me?
Kansas City got this shit.
Yeah, I bet you do
Nelson, what
because
up,
why?
brother?
Because they beat your ass.
Guys, good morning. I'm just
Who
interested.
that
Morning,
is? That
Nelson.
Nelson.
Happy Friday. It's Friday, right? I mixed it
Yes,
up
sir.
yesterday.
How you mean?
All right, I could say, all right, last Sunday, it's football Sunday. Listen, I'm interested to hear you guys, what you guys think about Spielman coming on.
I love it.
You think that
Can I give a quick
he's
take
buying
on
in
that?
or he's drinking the Kool Aid?
Nelson, my first
I'm
impression
buying
when they
in.
got Spielman was I was like, wait a second. So the guys that they hired to do the search, and now they're inviting someone that they'd hired to bring in, like, was that part of some kind of plan? Right? Like, I
I
got
mean, we
nervous
did the
about it.
same thing with Vic.
But then, here, hold on, see. But then, after hearing a little bit more about the guy and philosophy and the rest of it, and the fact that you got a first time GM and head coach
Yeah, that's what I
having
thought too.
someone more seasoned in there, like that's if they're not going to hire a director of football ops, which I don't think they're going to do it. Maybe this is the next best,
Right,
like next
right,
best thing,
right.
So that's where right now I'm leaning more positive on it.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, T. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so I just got a couple things to say to y'all. If you
Mm.
were any of these Jet fans, and I'm not gonna say the N word that June got his co-host back. If any of y'all know the GM, owner, whatever, whoever the scouting dude, y'all know I know my ball. I think y'all know at this point I know my ball. I think y'all know I be coaching, tapped in with the youth. I need to be up in y'all front office because whoever up in that junk ain't doing it right. And obviously y'all need a real ninja up in there to get y'all right.
All
And
right,
I'd be honored to do that for y'all. Cause y'all good
all right,
people. I
T,
ain't
you
got
know
no
how many
hard or
G
ill
and
will
T?
with
We
you.
have about 20,000 Jets GMs on here,
Hey,
so including
Yeah, they
me.
have 20,000 Jet GMs and them niggas don't see talent past the first and second round. I'm sorry I had to use it. But they don't see talent past the first and second round. And the draft don't start till the third round.
two Jet,
But people don't realize that.
two Jet
Well,
fans.
that's what
T
I'm. That's
T
what I'm
T
saying.
T T. Please, brother. Yo,
I
I
caught
done
my
asked
it was
four
too late.
times,
I'm
bro.
sorry. It
Come
just
on,
slipped
bro.
out. It
Come on,
slipped. It
bro. Come
slipped.
on, bro. Come on.
Quick question: what season was more disappointing, Rogers season one or Rogers season two?
This year,
Roger season one was more disappointing.
no, this year.
This year, well, anyway, we can't speak on the first one because we didn't
Yeah,
see him
But
play,
I'm
I
so it's
mean,
no,
got to
no,
be
no.
this
I'm
one.
not putting it
listen,
on Rogers. I'm saying as a generality, which season was worse, the first or the second one? I mean, these are two terrible freaking
Well,
seasons.
I'm gonna say this one because we went out and got Tyron Smith. We got my man. What's my man? The wide receiver name Williams. We went got Mike Williams. We went. We made a
Reddick.
trade. We went and got Reddick.
Oh,
It looked like on paper like we was gonna do
yeah,
something.
and June they got rid of John Franklin Myers, who a
Yeah.
lot of Jet fans weren't upset about in the beginning. But look, and they replaced Kinlaw was bad. I thought under Salah he'd be a little bit better, but that was awful. It was
Let me tell
awful.
you. Let me tell you why JFM got traded, got left the team because for the salary he was making, he wasn't performing, which is the reason why I don't want to overpay these guys. I
Yes,
don't want
but
to
June,
overpay them.
the Jets extended him early. Wasn't John Franklin Myers? He was a waiver pickup, correct?
He
Yeah,
was a
from the
waiver pickup,
Rams.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, from the
sorry,
Rams.
I'm going back a little bit, but I think that Joe Douglas wanted to reward him. I think they rewarded him a little too high, but he was
Uh,
still he was the guy that did all the dirty work, June,
right, but
and
at the
they
same time,
missed him, and
but,
he
but
was a
but
leader.
but Pete, you gave him money. You basically outbidded yourself. You didn't have to give him all that.
Correct.
So
Now with Garrett
I
Wilson,
don't
you're
want to
not
do that,
outbidding yourself.
June, there's more to football than the balance sheet, bro.
bro.
You
There's a
got a
salary
coach.
cap.
There's other lenses to look
There's
at the
a
football team.
salary. There's a salary cap.
Mark, are there other lenses with green goggles?
Yeah, it's the only fan base where if you show any kind of optimism at all in evaluating stuff, we put the folks down
Wait,
with the
wait.
green
Look,
goggles and stuff. It's such a mess, dude.
hey, Mark. Before I go to Tom, real quick, is there such thing as the timelines not matching up? Whereas we gotta pay these guys, but we're not ready to do that because our team still hasn't. We don't have our quarterback. We don't have things situated yet. You understand what I'm saying?
I
Like
do.
we.
It's part of
Okay.
the strategy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
won't fight you on that.
I appreciate that. Tom, what's going on? Good morning, brother.
Hey, good morning,
My
guys.
boy Tim. Or is that Tom? That's
Oh
Tom.
shit. What's
It's
going
me.
on, Tom?
Oh, what's going on, June? I don't want to interrupt your
No,
conversation.
no, no. You good? You good? Go ahead.
I wasn't actually. I was just going to listen in today and just listen to what you guys have to say about the Jets. But then I noticed a little post in a jumbotron, and whoever posted that needs to read the very next comment. He says Lamar lost MVP by 2 votes, and one of those votes were Tony Romo, who word for word said he was voting for Allen because he felt bad he
And that
hasn't
is
won.
true.
In the very next comment, the same guy, Lamar in order RPO, his very next comment is, I stand corrected. Tony Romo wasn't allowed to vote in this. So whoever posted that, that's validly incorrect. So I just don't want anybody to read that and think that,
You know what? I'm yanking it, Tom.
yeah,
There we
because it's,
go.
I
See
mean, if
you
you look
later.
at it, it's the very next comment. The guy corrected himself. Why not just take the whole post down? It doesn't make any sense to me. But
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just glad your boy finally got his little sympathy MVP, and we can stop talking about it.
Oh, hold on.
oh
Before we
man,
do
it sounds like
that,
some hate in here. A little bit of hate, hate,
before
hate,
we
hate.
hold
How's
on,
it
before
hate?
we do
How's it
that,
hate?
Uh,
You know what?
guys.
I'm not allowed to say what I want to say because June is on some weird stuff today. But if I really wanted to say what I wanted to say,
See,
if I was allowed
eh,
to say what I wanted to say,
see,
I'd say it. I just
you
want you to
know,
know
you
that.
know, you know, you know. Alan wanted to say, "Now I'm going to take a drink of this Coke that I know someone has spit in."
Nah, that ain't what he
That's
said.
my
He might have
award.
wanted to go back to 2016 and use some N words that I'm not
All
allowed to use
right.
today.
Can I
I'm just
say
saying.
something, please?
See, I
oh,
You
hit low.
know,
I hit
uh,
low. I hit low.
yo,
I go to hell.
everybody forgot about that. I didn't
Yeah,
forget
and
about
I
that
didn't
either.
because remember,
I didn't
I was
either.
in high school
I
when
didn't
that
either.
happened, June.
I
So I was on
didn't either.
Twitter actively when that happened. So I
Yeah,
saw it. I know
that's
why he
what
didn't go D1.
that's actually why he dropped
Yeah, I
because that
know.
came out that morning on draft day
I know.
that he
I
had
know.
racist tweets.
I
Yeah.
know. That's why he didn't go D1.
all right.
People
Hmm.
Can
thought it
I?
was because of
All right.
talent. No, it was because of his mouth and character.
June, you
Look,
still in
I don't want
karaoke
to.
mode?
Please, can we not get into that?
What
Why?
what
It's Black History Month. Why are you scared to get on the topic?
wait, what did you say,
Because
Tom?
no, I don't want to talk any. Look, just
It's Black History
I know
Month. We
we
got to
don't
stop being
take
uncomfortable.
You know what
T.
the big news is, Mark?
Oh
The
my
Jets
God!
hired a
Yes.
Buckeye. That's the big news. And you know what happens when you bring Buckeyes into the
Oh, nice
building.
pivot.
Okay? You know what happens.
Yeah, that was a nice pivot. Sure was. I ain't gonna lie. That was elite pivoting. That was elite backpedaling. Elite.
T, good
Look
What I
better
morning.
was
than
gonna
sauce right there for
say.
a second.
T, good
Ooh,
morning.
let me stop. You know what? Let me be quiet. That was too much. I'm
T, good
sorry.
morning.
Sorry. It was a low blow.
All right, what I was
Yo,
gonna
June,
say.
man, that's the
Oh,
June.
T,
You T's
that
What?
T's
isn't the
been
reason
good
why
the
you
last
dropped.
5 minutes,
You
June.
said what?
That's not the
June,
reason
you
why he
got
dropped
him.
in the draft.
You
Yes,
got
it
at
is the
some
reason
That
he
is
point you
dropped.
not
have
the
to.
main reason
Yes,
why he dropped in
I'm
the
talking
NFL
about going
draft.
to college. I'm talking about going to
No,
college. I ain't saying no draft. I said going to
that's not
college.
that's not the main
That
reason
is
why
the
he
reason.
dropped. No, it's
That is
not.
the reason. It is.
That is not.
It is.
That is not.
It's
all
okay. Just
right.
He
because
was
Mark
projected to
and
go
them on some
outside of the
other
top
stuff this
10
morning
before
don't mean
that
I'm
tweet
going
even
to
came
back
out.
down. I'm not going to back down.
T,
They either got to remove me or I'm going to tell the truth. Like,
no, it
I
not.
will never
No,
be
it not.
censored.
You're just going to lie.
Not in no Black History Month, I
You're
won't
going
be
to,
censored.
okay,
I
we're going.
promise you I won't.
Well, Black History Month.
They
You're
will
going to
have to
lie.
remove me. I'm telling
All
you, if
right.
you keep
Look,
talking
just
about it, I'm gonna talk about it. And they gonna
there's
have to
other
remove
ways
me.
to.
And they don't want me to say what I want to say.
What?
See,
So it's
can
gonna look
I
like I'm
can
getting
I
censored.
talk?
You
That's how it's
I'm a co-host in the room. Can I say something, please? That's not my mute. What I was gonna say. I want to look. I know we don't talk about folks that are not in the room, but for Dale, I want to make an exception. Okay, because Dale comes in to hold me accountable for takes where I'm wrong, but he's not in here to hold me accountable for takes where I'm right, which is Josh Allen getting the MVP, which I called in the preseason. Not that we do victory laps in here, but I just, if anyone hears
Speak,
from or
speak, speak
talks to
for yourself.
Dale,
Speak for yourself.
all right, that's fair. If anyone hears from or talks to Dale, please let him know. I look forward to hearing from him on the Josh Allen MVP vote and what he thought of my take for the preseason. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
I will gladly relay it to him today.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
hope
That's
that man
delayed.
Dale doing good. But yeah, I'm glad that boy finally got his MVP. A little sympathy,
See, they
empathy,
robbed him of his
A,
number
B,
one and
C.
number
No,
two
they
wide
ain't never robbed
receivers.
him of nothing. They ain't never robbed that boy of nothing. That boy
Are
ain't
you
never. He
going to
don't
tell
look
me
like a
Gabe
man that's ever
Davis
got
and
robbed. He don't look like he ever got robbed. He calls for a popo.
doing
He ain't never
this?
got robbed. Not that one. Not that
You're
one.
damn right. We caught
No,
Oh,
the
no,
popo right on
jeez.
8. We and we
Maybe
went
another
right
one,
into
but
his
not
traps
that one.
and
Not that
snatched
one.
his
Not
MVP.
specifically that
We
one.
went right into his traps, put our feet up, got some soda pop, ate a sandwich,
Soda
right
pop
in his
is
house.
insane. Yeah, you
Look, he had a great,
you was
he
more
had a
up
great
the
That's
year.
Mason
y'all
Dixon
man.
line talking about some
No,
soda
T, that's
pop.
y'all man. It's Black History Month. That's y'all man, Chris Broussard. That's
Who
y'all man who kept saying that.
kept saying what?
The soda pop. That's y'all man.
I'm not, bro. I'm from the South. We don't
It's
say
Black
we say
History Month,
soda.
right?
Yeah.
Pete, are you
That's
in
y'all
here,
man.
Zan?
I'm from the South. We say soda,
Yes,
cuz. You hear
I'm
me?
back.
Shit, I trust
Can
me.
we course correct on this, please?
Yeah,
Go
guys,
ahead, Mark.
yeah, go ahead, Mark.
We're not doing nothing bad now. We're talking about soda.
All right.
Yeah, we chilling.
Look, he got all right. He got his look. He got his MVP. All right, which is what happens when you don't win it all, and the league does that sometimes. They find a guy. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not. Listen, I'm not spitting on Josh Allen. He had a great year. He's found a way to protect the football, which was one of the more shocking, in my opinion, was one of the more shocking things in the year. And then look what happened. I mean, what a run. Um, all that. And again, I know T doesn't say, look, they Davis is no longer there, and Diggs was no longer there, and they added a bunch of guys that I was really not. Well, maybe I was ridiculing in the preseason and saying that they needed more talent.
The Legion of
Um,
Twos.
and look at the year that they got off to. There were folks up here and around who said, "Oh, well, the window's closed, and they're not making the playoffs this year, and the rest of it." And I mean, look at the year that they put together.
They thought their
And
window was closed because they were expecting y'all to come out of nowhere, but y'all didn't.
well, that's a whole other. In terms of
You
some
do
of the
know
more
that's why
shocking
people were
things.
saying their window was closed, right? Because they thought y'all had y'all
Yeah,
shit together.
That is true.
well, then they clearly didn't.
That's the only.
And
That's the only reason why they said that, because they thought
well, to
y'all had y'all shit
Nelson's,
together.
they also thought Miami. I don't know. Miami was hopeful, new DC and the rest of
No,
it,
they
and
had
Tua
it
healthy
had
for a
nothing to do with
year.
Miami. They thought New York finally got their shit together. That's what they thought, and I did
Well,
too.
it's true.
Remember, I
Well,
thought y'all was gonna win 10 games. That was my
a
only
lot
take
of
I was
folks
wrong
did.
about last year, and I'll stand on
A
that.
lot of folks did. Nelson, to his point, which year was more disappointing? I'm going to say this past year, because if you would have told me at the start of the year that you'd have Aaron Rodgers for a full season and the Jets won 5 games, I would have said you're crazy. And I don't think it's just Jet fans. I don't think that's a green goggle perspective. I think it's shocking that the Jets won 5 with Rodgers for a full year.
No,
But
I was very
I
shocked as
mean,
hell.
but the shit happens, and now we're going to see if they're going to move on, because now they're watching all the tape and they're trying to figure out who's staying and who's going. I'd be shocked if they're going to cut bait with a lot of this young talent when they see the film, man.
Hey,
I
Mark,
mean, yeah.
Mark, I'm telling you, bro. If you know somebody in upper management, get me on y'all scouting team, bro.
Well, they just fired
You
2 folks out of
laughing,
the
but
front
I'm
office.
so serious. Like,
All right, T,
Hey,
we'll put in a word.
AT, as soon as you go to that meeting and start using 57 N
no,
words,
I'm not. No,
you're
I'm not.
not going
First
to
of
get
all,
hired.
you know what I'm doing? I'm have a meeting with Aaron Glenn and your defensive coordinator, and I'm gonna ask them, what do you need?
But
I'm
T,
not.
what
I'm
did
gonna do
T
something
T
that people
T?
don't
Hold
do. I'm
on,
gonna
T
ask them
T
what they
T
need,
T. Hold on. Why wouldn't you want to work for the Eagles? Why are you picking the Jets?
because I want to do it like Howie Roseman did. Howie didn't start with the Eagles. I got to work my way up. I can't just go to my glory. I got to work my way up. I got to put some skin in. I got to have some skin in the game. I got to prove to them that, yeah, I might be a fan of the best team in the world, but I made a worse team better.
The
So I can
best
make us
team
even
in the
better.
world?
Huh?
You said the
June,
best team.
June,
I'm going on mute.
June. I know you are.
He's jinxing
Thank
his
you.
own team, man. That's rough. So I wouldn't do that.
No,
It's
it's
like
not. That is just like, think about how overly qualified you got to be, probably, to be in a Philadelphia Eagle front office. You feel me? They wouldn't know I'm the dog.com until I had y'all together. After I had y'all together, I go on to better and bigger things. Get a meeting with Philadelphia, act like I ain't gonna take it, wait a day, and then accept the offer. And then that's how
T
that would go.
T.
I
I
think
just figured out a plan for the Jets. When the Bills run a charity, like win a lunch with Josh Allen, I'm gonna bid $1 million for T to win that. Josh Allen ain't even gonna make the game, bro. T's gonna keep him and just talk to him for hours, bro.
I'm not even gonna lie, I don't like him. So no, I'd
I'm
probably
gonna
cuss him
bid
out
for
for a
that
good
lunch,
five
T.
Oh, we
minutes.
know.
I'd
That's our
probably be under
that's
his
our
skin though.
plan
I
for the
would
Jets
get under his
to
skin
beat
though.
the Bills. You're gonna tie Josh
Easily,
Allen up. Pause.
he would easily win that shit. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm not even gonna lie. It wouldn't be hard to scare a white boy from Wyoming. I'm not even gonna lie.
But
From
T, to your
Wyoming.
point, the problem is if you keep normalizing that word that you shouldn't be saying all the time, he may join you on that word. That's the problem. That's what's going to happen. Like Josh may do that too
He's
because
from
I'll
Josh
give.
is from California.
all right, I'm gonna do it. Okay, that's me. Can we please get football conversation back on track? That'd be great. The Jets just hired
Thanks,
what Rick
Mark. I'm a little
Spillman.
tied up.
You're fine. I'm looking
Appreciate
on
it.
YouTube to try to learn about this guy because I don't know too much about him outside of the fact that he helped with the GM and the head coaching search and was a 33rd team guy. I'd love if folks have insight on Spielman. I'd love to hear it. How about that?
it starts with the Buckeyes, Mark.
I just wanna be a scout for y'all. I just want y'all to be so much better. I have so much more faith in y'all. I just want to be a scout for y'all. And I mean that with all my heart, no N words involved.
Mark,
Like I really
Mark, do
I
you
really
think?
just want y'all to have the best players.
Yeah,
I got
Curtis.
something to say real
Curtis,
quick.
do you want Devonte Adams back or no?
I really don't care. To be honest with you, he's older. Eventually, he's going to drop off, and Rodgers ain't as good as he used to be. So if he's going to be there, like I don't think he's the most. Yeah, we can move. We can move from him. But
Curtis, you have a
uh,
first round draft priority for the Jets, or is it too soon to ask that?
it's still a little too soon. Right now, be honest with you, it's the trenches. I haven't picked whether I want the D tackle or the tackle because if the tackle drops to 7, I say take the tackle, and now you got bookends for 15 years. There's a very deep D tackle class, very very deep D tackle class. I'm really starting to think about safety because we really need a safety, but I
It's
don't
an
want to
okay
use it with the
safety
7th pick.
class. It's an
I
okay.
know,
But
yeah, that's
it's
the
real
problem.
deep at corner though, Curtis.
Okay, I be honest with you. I think, and I'm gonna be real, and people get mad at me when I was saying this. People knew I really hated Salah, and I always thought he was a fraud because he couldn't evaluate his own people. Um, I can almost guarantee you, any other coach on the Jets would have had Quantez Stiger starting last year. I'm just being
Over
real, or Eccles,
Say it
or
loud.
Eccles.
Say it loud.
Wow,
Say it loud, Kurt.
June.
Say it loud.
over
Say it
over what?
loud. Say it
Over
loud.
who?
Say it
June,
loud.
June, calm
So
down.
you would
Calm
have
down,
Say
gotten
it
rid
June.
of
loud.
DJ
Say it
Reed?
loud.
Over
Oh,
who,
dude,
Curtis?
Over Reed because Reed's leaving anyway.
Thank you.
His
Say it
attitude,
loud.
and his penalties and the way he played. See, I watch stuff, and then I don't want to sound like I'm like obsessive. I watch the game with the volume off, and after the game is over, I do all 22. I watch his
Right.
body
Yeah, you like
language,
me, Curtis.
Yes.
Like,
his
yeah.
body language.
Yes.
I didn't say anything because Jets fans are emotional and
Yes.
Very much so.
they're
Yes.
like girlfriends who can't give up the boyfriend.
Yes.
But Reed should have been
Yes.
traded. Reed should have been traded at the
Yep.
trade deadline.
Yep.
Eccles, be honest with you, and I love Sauce. Eccles and Carter are the most productive corners we have. Um,
Well, I'm gonna be real with you, Curtis. I mean, I understand. You feel like Reed has a couple character flaws, that will not be productive for the betterment of the New York Jets.
Also a penalties
But
DJ
problem.
Reed character flaws. What?
well, you
No.
heard what
No.
I'm
No.
listening to what
Mark.
he said. I
Mark.
mean, he
Mark.
cost y'all a lot of penalties in
Mark.
tight ball games,
Mark. What?
and that's unacceptable,
Mark.
Mark.
What?
When we're
Kurt.
trying to win championships, that's
Mark.
unacceptable.
What Kurt said was 100%. If you knew that you was not going to re-sign him, why wouldn't you move him at the trade deadline to get something for him?
Exactly.
That
We could
doesn't
at
make any
least got a
sense.
third or fourth for him.
It's a fact.
I ain't gonna lie, Curtis. Y'all can have that defense nice. There's a linebacker that y'all don't know about that can have y'all right. Y'all trade Sauce and y'all draft my god brothers from Cincinnati. That defense will be nasty. Get you a D tackle.
But
Junior,
here's
you
my
know why
problem with
though?
Try
trading
Jay.
Sauce. I have to keep Sauce one more year to get
No,
his
no,
value up.
no,
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 just to get
Curtis.
his value up
No,
because
Curtis.
his value is low right now because all
I
he does is
agree.
hold.
Hey, Kurt, I will say this. Right now would be the
You
best
ship him.
time to trade him
You
if you're going
ship
to
him
trade him.
now.
Right now.
Okay.
Like
It
as
would
soon as the
definitely.
Super Bowl's over, that nigga should be
Yep.
traded. I mean, excuse me, that person should be traded
Oh,
on Monday
God.
morning
Junior, you know why
by
they
10
didn't
a.m.
trade DJ Reed? Because
What?
they kept a lame duck GM, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
That
yeah,
was a problem. So the
yeah.
minute you have a GM that knew he was gone, what was the benefit of doing anything other than trying to win?
He should have fired. Truth be told, they should have both been fired the same day.
Correct.
You could have did it a couple of hours after. It didn't matter. They
Correct.
both should have been gone at the same time.
Correct.
And then we would have moved. I guarantee we would have moved off of DJ Reed. We would have moved off of Hassan Reddick. I mean, we would have got a 6 for Reddick bum ass. Uh, yeah, those two, and we would have never got Devontae.
Well, like Mark said, thank goodness that maybe this new hire, they're trying to mimic Detroit and how they played it, and maybe with this new hire with Spielman in the middle,
Oh, that's what.
it'll keep ownership away, and maybe we'll have a triangle there that that can formulate a great plan and success like Detroit did.
Yeah. Now getting back, I'm sorry, I got off track. This is why I want to talk about Spielman because I know Mark want to talk about Spielman. There's a video out there of the draft where I'm sorry, my boy T. I know you're a Philly fan. When y'all drafted Rieger, the laugh on his face, how stupid he thought y'all
Yeah.
was.
Over Justin
Um,
Jefferson.
over Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
So
funny.
I think I'll be honest with you, and I'm not trying to sound a person of the moment. I think Rick Spielman going there to be a speaker board, to be the voice, to be the advisor is probably the second most important hire that we had this year. Because now he's telling Woody, hey, chill out. These guys got this. And then he's looking like when the draft going, he's gonna be standing right next to Moogie, tell him, hey man, we can trade down and get this, or we can do this. And as they're watching tape, there's gonna be some real conversations. And there's not gonna be a lot of buddy buddy. And I'm pretty happy about that.
Me
I
Because
too.
saw I saw an
I think
interview. I saw an interview with him though. He admits he has to do some catch up with the draft to
that's
be there
fine.
because he wants to
That's
be
fine.
he definitely
I'd
wants to
rather
be
him,
a soundboard in there.
yeah, he'll catch up. Right now though, right now, the most important thing is the core four. They're figuring out which ones they're going to keep and which one they're going to get come away and trading. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next 60 to 90 days, one of the core four is traded. And I'm putting my money on it that is Brees Hall.
Yeah, I don't even count that as a big move.
No,
No.
yeah. It just, I mean, the fans going to go nuts because they don't know. Now we got the dumbest fan base in America. But
Man,
anyway,
look, I know two guys right here in this space right now, one on each side of me.
Oh, don't do this, Chan. Don't do it. Oh, the host put his hand up.
Yes,
Oh,
continue. Continue. No, don't go on mute. Continue. I want to hear this.
no,
Are you?
I'm just saying,
Hey, yo,
I just
I'm
say
going on
Brees got
mute.
to go.
I knew you were
Uh,
laughing while you were on mute. Come on,
I'm, I'm,
continue. Go
I'm
ahead.
going. Look,
Sorry, Curtis.
shout out to my man Chris. I'm going on mute.
I
all right. Can I
honestly,
say something then?
unfortunately,
Oh,
think
good. Okay.
I think they're gonna move Garrett Wilson. And not because I want that. I think they're gonna move him. I do not think they're
Why
gonna
would they
resolve
do that?
because I don't think they resolve the situation, and I think that
You high, bro. You
I
high.
think
It's
they're
too early to
not
be
going to
this high on
No,
resolve that
no,
Denver.
no, no,
situation.
no. Buckeye's right. Go ahead, Buck.
They're not going to resolve that situation. And if everyone is right about what Aaron Glenn is here for, which is to instill and build a culture, you cannot start that with someone that doesn't want to be here.
Say it loud so that everybody understands this
That's
shit.
not what
Thank you.
I want, but I think that's what's going to happen.
I totally disagree. I think it's going to be the opposite. I think Aaron Rodgers, he just sit. The NFL puts muzzles on shit, so they really don't want any major news to come out till after the game. So I think the decision's already been decided, and we're gonna move from there. I don't think they're gonna move Garrett, but that's my opinion. I think because we own his behind for a little bit more. Uh, Even if you don't want to be here, guess what? I got you for 2 years. You can do whatever you want to after
But how
that.
do you build a
Exactly.
Hey,
culture if it
Buckeye,
starts?
but what are we getting for him,
No,
Buckeye? What are we getting for him? A
hopefully
one
the
or
moon
two?
and the stars, and I think you will get a lot. It's definitely not going to be, 2 1s. That is not a thing anymore. That's not happening. But I don't feel, I don't know how you can instill. So the problem, and Mark, you're the leader of this pack. You want to bring in an insubordinate quarterback that doesn't listen to head coaches. You don't want to move on from people that don't want to be here, and you want to instill that Aaron Glenn's going to build culture. Like at some point, you you're making checkers moves to create chess outcomes, and it's not, it can't happen.
That's why
Okay,
Aaron Rodgers is gone.
hold on. Look, first of all, I'm the leader of my own opinion, and that's it. That's where it starts. The second part is when I'm looking at if I'm trying to see what they're doing and then trying to predict based off of their actions as opposed to letting my emotion get into it and kind of picking and like choosing and building narratives and then finding facts to suit it. So when I hear Glenn and Muji say, listen, right after this presser, we got a lot of work to do. We're going to sit down and look at every player on the team and look at the tape. We're going to look at the film and figure out who stays and who goes. I'm going to take them at their word. And I think that what the tape will scream out to them is that Garrett Wilson is a good player on a bad team.
I think
And
I think
and
that's true.
and I think that if they're forced to make a decision between Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, they're clearly going to pick Garrett. Clearly. Aaron Rodgers is in the twilight of his career. Garrett Wilson is a young and up and coming promising star who's been
He's
suffering from being a good
24
player on a
years
There's a
bad
old,
bigger
team.
Buckeye.
problem though, Mark. The
Well,
the next guy up, let's say it's for now because we have no other vision, is Tyrod Taylor. So if you're Garrett Wilson trying to get that money, and that is what he wants, is that money, and you're staring Tyrod Taylor probably being healthy for 6 games, and it's still only Tyrod Taylor, how does that align him for his $30+ million contract?
you're
Okay, can
shooting
I
your
speak of that?
argument
Can
in
I
the
speak that
foot
real
Please,
quick?
because of
please.
this two
I
win.
have to, because
Go ahead.
you don't know Garrett Wilson, the player. Then what did he do the last 3 years with absolutely garbage at the quarterback position? What did he do? Over 1,000 yards, right? Over 1,100 yards
That's not what he's
with garbage
striving for. He's
quarterback.
striving for 13 and 1400 yards. That's where the
Well, you got
35 million comes
okay.
from.
Here. See, here you go. This is the art of the deal now. If you got a player with potential who puts up very good numbers with piss poor quarterback play, they're going to get 35 on a team with a quarterback because they know, oh man, he did this shit with Zach Wilson.
Oh,
What's
so
he
I
going to
haven't
do?
heard this fan base talk about that. Pay Garrett 33 to 35 because if he gets a terrific quarterback, he's going to be Justin. I haven't heard that. I've heard, no, he's not elite. He's not elite. That's what I've heard. I know
Well,
he knows and thinks he's elite. I know that.
I'll say this: if he's putting up monster numbers with poor quarterback play, common sense is with great quarterback play, he's going to put monster numbers up. Correct?
Yes. So Mark and Petey
Fedic,
speak to
jump in
that.
after
So
this.
under
Go
Curtis's
ahead.
logic, which I like, based on what you think he could do with a terrific quarterback, you're going to pay him that 33+ million now because you think he'll do it with someone else? That's what Curtis is saying, that if he could do this with
I think
garbage,
you have to gamble on it.
Why?
so 34, 35 million, pay him.
I
Yeah,
don't think you're getting
I'm on
34,
board for that.
35 though.
Yeah, I think
That's
he'll
what
get
top
30.
receivers make, Curtis.
Yeah, 30 plus.
We'll
You
give
want
30
him to
plus.
make Waddle numbers. That's not what he wants. He doesn't want
So you
28
guys,
million.
all right. So right now, if the Jets offered Garrett Wilson 4 years, 120 million, 25 million, you don't think the Jets, you don't think that we should sign him for that?
Wait. You said 25 million a year?
4 years, no, 4 years,
125, so 30
125.
plus.
That's
30
31 and
plus,
a half.
bro. What? No, he's not.
Yes.
He's
Yes, by the way. Yes, Petey.
no, no way.
Medic, you want to chime in on this?
The
Good
cap
morning.
goes up exponentially every year, bro.
For everybody though, Curtis. For
Correct.
everybody.
Go ahead, Medic.
Yeah, I mean,
What up,
I'm
medic?
just, what's going on, guys? How are you? Good morning.
All right.
Good.
So
Thanks.
listen to all the chatter back and forth with the whole Brees, who's going, who's staying. From what I've seen in the draft, the running back room is pretty good. The wide receiver group is pretty good. So if either one of them go, yeah, I'd be upset. But at this point, Garrett's not happy. We all know he's not happy. So if he goes, and if Glenn's trying to start a culture and you're not happy here, then you got to go.
Exactly.
And if Rodgers stays and he doesn't play ball and he acts like it through training camp, like he's all aboard, and come game time, like I've been hearing people say that he did a lot of things that he wanted to do and not what Downey was telling him to do. You know what? If Glenn's the man he says he is, his ass will sit. He doesn't give a shit, and that's the kind of coach I want to see. And as far as Brees, he's another player. If he goes, great. You know what? That's the way the game goes. The running backs are plentiful in this coming draft, and we got two guys that I think who can play just as well together. Definitely one who has shown he can play, and I think Glenn needs to put his foot down and not kowtow to Rodgers. And if you're not going to be here, you're not going to play long, then you need to sit and throw Tyrod in and let him rip. That's how I think.
I have a question for the room, which is, and put your personal feelings aside about whether or not you want Rodgers back. Do you think this front office will bring him back?
No.
Just a yes or
Mark,
no
I'm
around
on
the
the
room. I'm
fence.
curious.
I'm on the fence about it. If I had to say, but they should have just came out and said that's the first thing that Glenn mentioned too, Aaron Rodgers in the press conference. So I think they're on the fence, honestly, because they want to win, Mark. They want to win. Go ahead.
Okay.
So
Yes or no? Do you think he'll be back? Do you think the front office wants him back? That's my question.
But
heck,
Maybe you
I don't
can't talk.
Front
know.
office meaning Woody?
No. Well, the front office meaning that, listen, if I got anything from this press conference, it's that Aaron Glenn is now the leader of the football team. It's his team. So it's him and Muji making these
Without a doubt,
decisions, and now
Mark.
they added Spielman. But the truth is, everything's running through Aaron Glenn. He's the guy.
Oh,
So
now
do they
here's the
want?
thing.
Do you think that they not? Do you want Rodgers back? Do you think that they want Rodgers back? That's my question.
Okay, I have an answer real quick, and because I work on planes, so I got a lot of time to listen to interviews and stuff. So I listened to an interview with Dimitrov. He had an interview here a couple of days ago, and he talked about the interview with the Jets, and he was loud about it. He said, "I like Rodgers and all, but I would not bring him back." And he also said there's a sentiment that the majority of the GM candidates did not want to bring Aaron Rodgers back. So, not saying that Muji's going to be any different. However, I think the majority, I think really 90% said no, I wouldn't bring him back. And Muji and the other three is, oh, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. And that's why they got hired, man. Because if he was going to come back, they would already said it. Not all this wait and see. His performance doesn't dictate he can do the motherfucking darkness retreat no more. So, again, I know the NFL likes to hold off on the after Super Bowl. So I think a week, watch, Valentine's Day is when it will come out. I'm calling it. We'll know more by Valentine's Day. That's a big news hit. So that's a big news day.
Anybody else want to get in on this? I'm really curious to hear what people
But
think.
the fact that Curtis said though that so by that logic, don't they isn't it more inclined that they are gonna hire him
That's
because
what I heard.
they're the
Well, they
ones
said.
that said
I think
yes,
they
they're the
said.
ones that said maybe.
I
Everybody else said no, didn't get hired.
I think they
The
said
guys that said
maybe
maybe got
got
hired.
hired. But everybody say maybe. If I want the job, if I want the job that pay me real good, I'm gonna say maybe or yes to whatever you want. And then if I have to change it, because I guarantee you, they say, hey, if I do take this job, I have autonomy to do whatever I want to do, right? Then it becomes, hey, man, I looked at this situation. I looked at the tape. I seen Rodgers constantly not throwing at somebody's way. Then he's not talking to people. Yeah, we gotta move forward. We gotta go different.
I'll play the
With that,
counterpoint on it.
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
also, like I said, I study my enemies real good. I study people. On the Instagram when the Jets put out Garrett Wilson highlights, which they did that on purpose. The Jets like to do PR things that people don't understand. They
Yep.
put that out to show Garrett, hey man, we love you,
Yep.
man, we love you.
Yep.
And then guess who put a like under it? Aaron Rodgers. You know why he did
Rodgers,
that?
yep.
Because he knows he's fucking in hot shit. They trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Because pretty much I can see Glenn. Glenn probably said, hey, man, I want both of y'all. Y'all need to work this out before I need to make a decision. So, and when he said make a decision, I think I know what the decision is
Well,
going to be.
right. And Curtis, to be fair, in that Rodgers said he was talking to the Jets. It didn't specifically say, but at the golf outing, and he said, we'll work things out. Like, he's been in contact. He didn't fully disclose, but they've definitely been talking a lot in my
Yeah, I
eyes.
think they're going to have a sit down. I think they're going to have a sit down.
AP, let me ask you a question. Can I put you in Woody's shoes real quick?
No.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
I need to put the Woody shoes on you. I need to put the wingtips on you. Listen.
Ugh.
All right. What's that bonus money that Rodgers get for making the roster?
Yes, June, I know that.
Do you want to pay him that, knowing that?
No,
Okay.
after it's as Sad Jet posted it the other day,
Okay.
I did not know that
Okay.
because I like to read the cap and listen. I don't know it all. Okay, up here I do not. I am wrong a lot.
Okay.
But after that, I have to lean towards no.
Thank you.
To not bringing him back. But if they somehow restructure it and he does what he does, I know you're kicking it down the road, but I'm not going to be mad if they bring him back. I'm not.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Why would you want to keep kicking shit down? That's why we're in the situation
June,
we're in
it's
now.
not that. June, it's not that. It's just I want to win. If these guys are saying they want to win, then Rodgers gives them the best chance to win.
Well, Petey, everybody wants to win. Everybody
Wants to win,
everybody wants to win,
Petey,
but you also want to have a stable
a
franchise.
stable, sustainable, winning organization,
Yes, okay, that's
and winning right now don't really put you in the best
mhm,
position to do it.
All right, hold on a
okay.
second. You guys, so
Petey, I got a question.
before you guys, because you're running PD over with the car and now you're backing over him.
They're not running me over.
All right, but
Go ahead.
here's the thing. All right, this idea that Rodgers gives them the best chance to win, is anyone refuting that?
I am.
Crickets.
I am. I actually think.
Compared to
I,
whom?
I think
I don't
Tyrod gives you a better
I
chance
don't know what
to
this
win.
coaching staff is, so it's hard to
I'm
say.
sorry. I think Tyrod gives you a better chance to win. He's more mobile. I think if we're talking about if we're talking about an actual team leader, a guy that people actually respect and follow in their lives. Not to say that they don't respect Aaron Rodgers, but let's be honest. In terms of what Tyrod's preparation and players, we've seen this on Hard Knocks plenty of times. The dude is one of the hardest workers in the room, so he's immediately going to grab the attention. He's a mentor for a lot of young quarterbacks. He's a mentor for a lot of young quarterbacks. And yeah, people can have people can say that hey, Tyrod's got to stay healthy. We got to say that Aaron Rodgers is
Iron too? Yeah.
had a
And
40
look, and not for
big
nothing.
Hold on.
potential.
Aaron Rodgers played a full season. I would have concerns about Tyrod finishing the season.
And he playing banged up. We all know
And
that.
on top of that, to Kurt's point, I mean, he doesn't talk like, bro. A leader will sit there and gather the team up, talk to him. You don't even talk to him, bro.
How do you know
I've
that,
never.
Jen? How do you know
What you
what
mean,
his leaders?
bro?
We have
You
video
never
evidence of
watched
Hard
that?
Knocks leading. I don't
Yo,
understand this.
yo, you wait. You never paid attention to. Come on, you know they show Rogers on the sideline. You never paid attention to the fact that he just be
Oh, we're
sitting there
picking the
eating.
snippets from the broadcasts. What
No, come,
June, we
bro.
saw it. You have video evidence to the contrary, so we can choose what we want to believe about it. But I have a hard time believing that a Hall of Fame quarterback like this isn't a leader. I don't get it.
Have you ever seen him talking to Garrett Wilson on the sidelines this whole season?
I've seen him in practice talking to Garrett.
I'm not talking about practice. I'm talking about
Wait,
during the
hold on,
game.
Mark. Was Eli Manning a leader?
That's a great question. I don't
He
know
was.
enough about Eli to
No, he
talk
was.
about that.
He wasn't. He wasn't. I mean, which is fine. That's not his role. I mean, not every quarterback has to be the leader of the team.
Right, facts.
They have to be the spokesperson. That's just not what he is.
I think
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers is
Rodgers'
never.
leadership style is demanding. I think he demands excellence and dominance. And if you listen to him talk and Devontae Adams talk,
Which
they're of the
is
same
fine.
mind, and it's tough when the rest of the team
Yep.
isn't on that same wavelength. I think
Yep.
Rodgers is a hard
But
charger,
then he
and I
ain't
think
that.
he and Glenn
Jarek,
have that in
Jarek,
common.
if it's him, who's your backup, Jarek?
For Tyrod.
Yes.
Oh well, well,
Rogers won't be here. Tyrod will be the starter. Who'll be your
Wait,
backup?
well.
medic,
This is
can I ask one question? Because
Because won't we be in the
Mark
same
said I
boat?
was getting
this
run
is
over.
well.
So
This is what
can
I
you
We'll
hear
keep
be
me,
in the
saying.
Mark?
same
You
boat,
can
right?
you no.
We
Okay,
need a
let me answer
great
the question.
backup.
You can draft a young.
We need a great backup
This
because if
is this
not,
is a
because
great
Tyrod
opportunity.
has been hurt, and
This is a great
he has
opportunity.
injury
This
history.
is a great opportunity to see, like, hey, if I can get a Kyle McCord in the fourth round, or I can get a Tyler Shaw in the fourth round, guys that actually have the physical tool set to play this position, and has and that and for the most part, guys that fit the system, has got the prototypical size. That's a great listen. Even though I don't know if they're ever going to be starters in this league, these guys have got the physical tools and the scheme fit to fit. Not to mention that I have Tyrod mentoring them. Let's be honest. Everywhere he's been at, he's always been able to mentor young quarterbacks. He's been known for that.
And
That's
had
his role, his
success.
job. So I think that for the most part, this is a great opportunity to see, like, hey, the Patriots got Joe Milton. Look what Joe Milton turned into at the end of the season. Not to say that he's going to be the guy, but I can guarantee you that if Joe Milton continues to progress, his trade value is going to go up exponentially. Because people want to gamble and they want to see what 6'5", 250 with that arm strength and knowing how he was able to progress as a raw talent coming out of Tennessee. Oh, absolutely. And I think that there are guys in this class that absolutely can do the exact same thing for you guys. So if Tyrod is going to be the guy, or let's just say, for the sake of argument, you bring in Jacoby Brissett or Jameis Winston to be the bridge guy. This even like you have, there's no risk. You take a guy in the fourth and fifth round for the quarterback position and let them sit and develop and learn behind a mentor like Tyrod. I think that could be beneficial for you guys.
Did you want to say something, Petey?
I think Pete stepped away. And Jarek, to your point, the Jets are in a situation where they have to develop a young quarterback talent. I have zero issue keeping Tyrod around for all the points you just mentioned. Tyrod as a starter, I have my questions about health, durability, and the rest of it. But and also in terms of system fit, and we had what's his name in John Vogelin talking about this. He's looking at Kyle McCord as being a great fit for exactly what the Jets are doing. But again, it's a project, and the Jets' track record, we all know it when it comes to developing young quarterback talent. It's part of the reason why they're in this mess, frankly. So, uh,
Well, we're all hoping that the people we have in place now are going to be that people to
right.
Exactly.
develop a
Like this,
quarterback.
this, like I said, if this is the like this what a great start it would be for this regime to say, like, you know what, we may, like, this guy may not be the franchise, he may not be the franchise, which is fine, but let's just see what he does. Let's just see what he does
I
in a year or two.
They've
He
I
tried
can
it
sit
with
there and grow and develop.
They tried it with second overall and they flunked. I would have zero issue building a solid team and then adding a quarterback, a project to that scenario and say, okay, well, wait a second. Let's actually do it the right way and sit a guy a year and develop and have him fit the system. And like you said, he's got, athleticism and traits that could work in the scheme. Like maybe the Jets should give that a shot as opposed to what they usually
Yep.
do, which is rush a young quarterback in and then potentially sabotage career and then see them have success elsewhere. I would prefer them to actually
Let
do it right.
JB get in here.
Yes.
JB,
JB,
jump
go ahead.
in.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good
What's
morning,
up?
Pete. Great
What's
June.
up? Yep.
I was just thinking, what do you guys think of two of the core four getting traded? We only have 7 draft picks. We need a lot.
Thank you,
It,
JB.
it,
Thank
it
you,
frees
brother.
up the cap down the road.
Thank
Which
you,
two?
JB.
I
Hold on.
think
Which two,
Breeze, and
JB?
I think Breeze is gone, and I think a shocker is going to be Sauce.
well,
But
Uh,
what is
I agree
Brees's
with that.
trade value though? Like, what are you
Love
But
you,
gonna get? Even
JB.
if,
Love you, JB.
like,
can
what
I
a
can
fifth?
I add
I
to
get
that?
it.
You
Can
don't
I
Go
add
think
ahead.
to that?
Brees Hall would gather trade value? Are you out of your mind?
Well, what do you think he's gonna get?
I could see them trading Sauce and drafting the kid from Michigan in the first round.
What do you think Brees Hall is gonna bring back? A
At
third,
least
fourth
was
round
second
pick?
I
round,
At
think a
least,
second
third to
round,
fourth.
at
fourth
I
round
least
think
a
pick.
I
late
think a
second, early
yeah.
third.
I think a late third
Oh
to
yeah.
fourth round to early fourth round pick is, I think, what he would command for.
I agree with him, but if we're gonna do this, do it the right way. And that is not no Brissett, not one of these half-ass quarterbacks. Get a cruddy quarterback, and then just tank, like Jones says. You got to get that. If you're going to go that route, you got to go all the way, not half in. You get a percent, we're going to wind up 7-8, and guess what? We ain't getting a quarterback again, and we're right where we are today.
He didn't.
So either you're all in on Rodgers or you're all in on a shitty quarterback, and let's tank the season.
He didn't.
That's where I
He didn't
come
We
win
don't
into
seven
need
it.
games.
Brissett. We
He
have a quarterback if we don't have Rodgers here. We don't need Brissett and all those guys.
right. Like Brissett didn't. He didn't even win 7 games with the Patriots. They benched him multiple times because they wanted to see what Drake May can do.
I know guys
It,
want to win. I don't want to win at the cost of not ever getting a quarterback. This is the road we've gone for so many years. You know,
right.
But
I don't
there's
want a
no
Right.
7-8.
Hector,
I don't
there's
want a
no
7-8.
answer right now, guys. There's no answer. They have to hope that they hit on a guy.
But Petey,
This is not a year for
the
answers for
answer is setting
I'm
quarterback.
not talking about this year. I'm talking about next year.
right,
Okay.
Petey. That's the answer. You set the table to course correct to get your answer.
So you mean all right? So then DM and AG both lied at their press conference. They want to win, but okay,
Well,
good.
they
Well,
got to
Petey,
say
Got
This
it.
is
that.
the problem.
what's
What
a
they got
head
to tell
coach
the team? They
supposed
got to
to
tell people they
say?
want to lose. I mean, come on.
Yeah, what's a head
Read
coach
between the lines,
supposed to
Petey.
say?
Buckeye, I usually don't do it to you. I'm going to shut up and listen, but carry on with the nonsense.
I'm just saying, man, you have to reset this cap. You have to reset this culture.
But all right,
You have
but
to get a quarterback in the room.
yes,
This
but what?
can't start by bringing Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams back to play backyard football again, fuck around and win 6 games, bullshit our cap again, and then we're picking 11th. Like, what does that solve?
Buckeye, did you hear my question from before? Which is not your personal feelings, but what do you think that Glenn and Muji are going to do about the Aaron Rodgers situation?
I think they're going to look at Joe Douglas's team and say, this is not ours. We are going to course correct and start over. That's what I think is going to happen. They are not going to look at Joe Douglas's guys that have been nothing but losing and losing and losing and say, I'm excited about this.
So the NFL
That's what I
analysts
think.
that told us, and folks around the league are looking at this roster, and I think the league consensus is that this is a highly talented football team with really shit coaching. You think that evaluation is wrong?
Mark, you get value for these guys. I'm not saying they're worthless, but it's not Muji's guys. It's not Aaron Glenn's guys. It's Joe
This is
Douglas
not,
and Rob
but this is
Sala's
not the
guys.
80s, 90s. This is not the 80s or 90s no more, man. Everything is hybrid, bro. They're not going to gut the farm like this is 1992. That doesn't work anymore for fast turnarounds.
What did
They're going to keep.
Curtis, what did Harbaugh do in the Chargers last year? I'll tell you right now, Keenan Allen put together a ridiculous season in 12 games. Ridiculous. First thing, gone. Eckler, gone. Like, they moved in and took the entire productive offensive pieces and were like, see ya.
But they kept the most important, correct?
Yeah, they have
The
they have
quarterback
what
and the
we
line.
think is a
Yeah,
franchise quarterback.
but he's
That's what I'm
25.
saying. Everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These guys, they're gutting the fat, trimming the fat. Right now, this is like a big ass fucking fatty ass brisket that you got to cut
Right,
down.
right.
We're
Hey,
cutting down some of the fat, but we're not getting rid of everything.
hey,
Y'all
Buckeye.
are y'all are on two ends of the spectrum, man. You
Oh my
can't
god, man.
gut the team,
But
but you
Curtis,
can't keep everybody.
Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, those are pork rinds. They got to
I
go.
know. I'm ready. Dude, have anybody been listening to me? I want them gone. But what I'm saying is they're
Yo,
gonna get
pork
rid of
rinds
those.
is nasty, man.
Oh, that's delicious, bro. What you talking about, man?
Hey,
Shit.
Buckeye.
Curtis, you
Hey,
eat
Buckeye.
swine?
Two things, yo. Don't disrespect Don't disrespect the pork rinds. They're delicious. That's number one. Number two, though.
Hell yeah.
Hey, let me ask you though. So with what you're saying though, that those are Douglas's guys, but those aren't just regular guys, bro. Like those are superstars. Everybody in the NFL knows that those guys like Sauce was, all
Brees
pro
Hall's not a
the first
superstar,
two
man.
years in a row. Like Sauce, everybody knows that Sauce is he could be multi-dimensional weapon whenever they want him to. Like he can catch 10 passes out of the backfield if you want him to.
But Hex,
So
who are the superstars? Name them.
I just said it. Sauce and Hall, I believe, are two great young players that you can build a nucleus around.
You,
Like
So
you,
Garrett's
those
who is
not a
aren't
it?
just regular
superstar?
people.
You said Hall's a superstar?
Buckeye missed my
I
opening
believe that Hall
statement
is a great
about
player. I
Mackay
always thought that.
beckoning to
I think
the
Hall is
players.
very underrated, and if you let him go, he's gonna go to like
one of these divisional foes, and he's gonna eat just
Uh-huh.
like my man did against the Giants.
But
That's in with the Eagles
but
right
Oh
now.
heck,
man.
but heck, that's if you look at every great running back in the league so far, they've either been let go by their teams or they've been traded. You have no choice. But if you, I mean, look at what is Ramondre Stevenson doing with the Patriots right now? Ramondre Stevenson is a top 10 highest paid running back, which was again they could afford it now because obviously they're gonna have 120 million dollars in cap, but they paid him, and what did he do for them? Or Saquon Barkley, when Saquon Barkley was healthy for 60, when Saquon Barkley with the Giants, he never got over 1,400 yards once in his career
The rest of that
until he
Patriots team
left
is
and
straight
went to a
trash,
contender.
Jarek, on offense. Like
But
Ramondre
but
was
but but
fighting
but
for his life.
but that's the point. But that's the point. The
And so
Jets
is
are not
Brees.
they're
That's my
not in the
point.
winning stage right now. They're not. If Brees Hall goes to a contender, is he getting over 1,100 yards? Yes. Yes, if he stays healthy. I think he's that good of a running back if he goes to a contender. But again, that the running back is the final piece to the puzzle. It's not the first pieces. It's the final piece to the puzzle in order for a team to be a contender.
Here, Shay, just jump in. We're just talking.
Oh, right on. Thanks, Mark. I just have to make this point. I keep hearing it, and I've said it a bunch of times, and I'll say it till my face turns blue. There's no fucking way that you trade everyone away, and then you sit there in the same breath say that's how you build the team up, because
Exactly.
it's just the most. I'm sorry, it's going to be not politically correct or whatever the fuck. It's fucking retarded because what does a quarterback need? A fucking a bona fide receiver. Maybe not a number one, but a guy that you can trust. You need a fucking running back. You need a fucking defense that's not gonna force a kid to throw 40 fucking times a game to be able to compete, because that's not how you let a QB grow. You know
But
what
you
I
need to
mean?
get
Like
that
that.
QB.
Yes,
That QB
and
doesn't exist as of
absolutely.
right now.
But I cannot stand the whole, oh, we got to trade everyone to be able to fucking have the capital. Do we not draft in 2027? Do we not draft in 2028? You have plenty of fucking capital to fucking trade up. Because again, everyone in here would give away 3 first-round picks if we can get Archie Manning, for example, or that kid from Tennessee next year.
But
No problem. If you heard that the next 3 first-round picks, 2026, 2027, 2028, went to whoever so we can draft up, no one would complain about giving those up.
you're right. But
And if
other
you do,
Yeah,
teams,
it'd be
you're
Josh.
right. You're
ridiculous.
right. But
Josh, can
other
I
Wait,
just
wait,
say
teams
wait.
one
are
thing?
also
But
going to
wait,
be
hold
in the
on one
bidding.
second. Josh, thank you.
What?
That was a great take. Just you did
Wait,
say it wouldn't be
hold on,
politically
PD.
correct.
The,
Just please try not to say that word. Thanks,
the
Josh.
wait
Sorry, I
the
apologize.
four
It's
wait
all right.
the 49ers and the Eagles did it. They did it before they did it. Those are two teams right there that gutted their rosters and they did it.
Yeah, but Josh is right though. You do, but to piggyback that point though, you have to keep you can't trade all these guys.
No, but
But we're not
someone
saying
but
get
I
rid of
do believe
everybody.
I know that,
but
but
someone has to
you need to.
go.
Petey, who
But
did the Lions get rid of before this big turnaround?
Stafford,
Yeah, that's a big piece, right? That's a quarterback we wish we had, right? So
Facts.
yeah.
teams make moves.
Facts.
When the 49ers went to the Super Bowl, who was the quarterback?
Jimmy
Uh,
Ruffalo.
Jimmy
Garoppolo.
Garoppolo.
Yep.
They turned the page.
Yep.
This fan base is talking about running it back with Brees Hall, running back. Like
Yep.
what are we talking about,
Yep.
man?
I'm
You
on the
have to give
shade.
up something
Teams
to
are
get
moving.
something.
Teams are moving on from quarterbacks that go to Super Bowls. Matthew Stafford throwing 5,000 yards.
Twice.
Teams move on. Yeah, it's
I'm on the
like
shade plan. I think you guys are missing this point because I think he's on to something. Because young quarterbacks need a run game. It'd be great if they had a tight end over the
Bro,
seam.
a
That
running
hold
back is the
on,
easiest thing to replace.
Where are
holy
you getting that young
smokes!
quarterback?
Please, they need a run game so they're not throwing 40 times a game. They need a tight end so that there's someone 10 yards downfield in the seam that they could see an easy large target with capable hands. They need a number one wide receiver, and they need an offensive coordinator that could sort out the transition from college to the pros. Like these are
Sounds good.
elements that a young quarterback needs, and now you guys want to bottom out the talent
No.
to get a young guy and sabotage their career too.
We
Okay,
need.
so Mark,
When are we going to
I'm
get that
over it.
number one guy, Mark? When are we going to get that number one guy? And where the hell are we going to get him
But it's
from?
not going to be this year.
We're not talking
So
about this year, Petey. We're
so,
talking
but
about next
right,
year,
right. But
putting us in a
Hector,
position
all
to
right.
get that guy.
But Hector,
Thank you,
and I'm
thank you,
looking
Hank.
at it from a fan standpoint. They got to sell tickets. They can't go into this.
But
There's
this
no
isn't about
way.
selling tickets. This is
It's
about
No,
not.
winning a Super
It's
Bowl.
it's not. It's not
okay.
about being entertained.
I
2025.
All right, what about
understand that, but
squandering
The
why?
Aaron
team,
Glenn's
the team
goodwill?
will survive if we don't go to the games. The team will survive.
Yeah, they will.
Aaron Glenn may
They
not.
will.
This is a
But,
problem.
but
You guys are going to waste the
Pete
goodwill that
won't.
He'll
Aaron
he'll
Glenn
last
has.
more
One
than a
person.
year. But go
oh,
Pete,
ahead,
All right, so we're going to bottom him
Okay, I
out
gotta say
and
something.
for all his
if
fluff
there
into
is
the
Mark. Go ahead.
podium. Go
expectation that
ahead.
Aaron Glenn is going to come in there and win 9, 10 games his first year, then I'm
it's
sorry, but
fucking
I'm sorry.
crazy. That
This
shit
is
is
a guy that
That's
has
crazy.
what we're
won
doing.
the
That's
team
No, we're
crazy.
football.
not. No,
You
we're not.
guys don't think he can?
Go
Hey,
ahead,
can I
Kurt.
say something?
Go
I mean,
ahead, Kurt.
there's no doubt the Jets
Hey,
fans is going to be like that. But people that are going to be like that, I'm sorry, they don't need. I'm sorry, they're just they're. Again, I'm not trying to be mean, but we're going to have to start questioning people's football acumen. If they believe that 9 or 10 wins should be the standard, that should be the standard. It's making the playoffs for a
You,
first
you
year
can't
coach.
you
Go
can't be
ahead,
a
Kurt.
fan of the team and a fan of
okay, so
players at the same time.
one of
Facts.
the failed. I love you, Petey, but I have to push back.
Thank you.
Um,
Go ahead,
I have to push back about this
Mark.
selling
Don't
ticket
interrupt
shit.
on this
Thank
one.
you.
Let
Thank
me
you.
get run over here, Mark.
About the selling ticket stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, guess what? As much as we hate the Jets, guess who's the top 5 ticket sales every year? The fucking Jets. You want to
Yep.
know why?
Yeah.
It's in New York City, and even if the Jet fans don't buy it, the
Yep.
opposing team will, because
All
everybody
right,
Yep.
wants to go to New York.
Curtis. Can
So
I say
ticket
one
sales
thing
ain't
to
an
that?
issue.
Yeah. Yes,
Go
it
ahead.
isn't. But you know what the Jets do? Because I have. I'm not going to reveal stuff. The Jets fucking sell tickets to ticket brokers, and they give them 10,000 tickets and say, "All right, sell them for $20, and we'll give you a cut." So that's bullshit. No
They getting
offense.
paid.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm keeping it
So
real. They get
right,
paid. The
but
NFL is gonna
okay.
keep
So as
moving.
much as I stick up for the Jets here, and now I'm going to get personal with the Jets, I got to pay fucking top dollar and face value, and yet they're selling it to some people, that are paying freaking a quarter of
Pete.
what I'm paying.
Pete.
That's where the Jets are
Petey,
wrong.
Hey,
I
Pete. Hey,
feel you,
Pete. Say,
baby. I
Pete. So you
feel
know
you,
what you do,
baby.
Pete? You know what you do?
You
You
you be
sell
one of
your
them
tickets.
sellers.
You
Yeah.
sell your
Flip
tickets,
it.
and then you go buy the $20 tickets. Now you good.
No, because I want to
Exactly.
sit with everybody. That's why,
Petey,
Man,
would
and
you,
I'm
fuck
not
Petey,
moving
real,
around.
No, but
Petey,
Petey,
real
All right,
Petey,
question.
you do
man.
have the option. That's
Yes,
optional.
I do. I'm not being forced to buy it, but thank
Petey, real
Curtis.
question. Would you
Curtis,
rather
thanks for
watch two
getting me
wins
riled
or
up in a
7
good
this year?
way. What?
No problem,
Petey,
Petey.
Petey, real
I'd rather
question. Would you
watch two
rather watch 2
wins.
wins this year or 7?
2 wins. I'll
What
go with
in
the two.
2025?
Yeah, this year. Would you rather
Two
watch 2
wins.
or 7?
Pete want to see 8 wins,
Man,
10 wins. He
come
want to see
on,
10
man.
wins.
I'm not. I'm gonna be like Mark. Next question.
No, deflection,
Hey,
Petey
deflection.
wants to
if
win
you get
and
rid
keep all
of
the
Seven.
players, and it doesn't
Devontae,
happen.
Seven.
if you get rid of
Wait.
Devontae
No,
and
I don't,
Rodgers,
medic.
you're gonna
Yo, look,
Medic,
stink.
hold on.
I'm
All
with
right,
That's what
Medic.
it
listen. I'm
sounds
up
like to
on my.
me.
Yeah,
No, no,
that's
no.
exactly what it is.
Okay. First of all, I don't think that they're gonna bring back Brees Hall. Okay, I don't. I don't want Lazard back.
He
Okay,
keeps
so
saying
Mark,
Lazard.
thank you for
Lazard
not
is just not even
interrupting because
not
now
even
I'm on a
question.
hill. Huh?
Lazard is not even a question. Nobody wants Lazard back. That's
Petey,
that's that's the
you're getting rid of Linton Pockets, man.
Yeah,
That's the
that's what he
limit,
does.
bro.
exactly, yeah.
Can we
Getting
hear
rid
from
of nobody,
Rusty
nobodies on
without
the team.
Yeah.
interruption?
Wait.
Can I
Uh,
get,
Well,
yeah.
question for you, Pete. Who you
Yes.
getting rid of, Sauce or Wilson? Who you keeping?
If I had to keep one, it's Garrett Wilson. If that's the
Right.
question.
Sauce don't fit what
Nope,
Glenn wants to do. He's not a
nope.
Glenn corner. He's gone.
Okay. Am I still on a Mark? Am I? Do I need a passenger now in my car?
yes, but it's not going to
I'm
be
asking
Rusty,
for a
who, by the way,
friend.
I'd love for her to speak without interruption, please. Rusty, good morning.
Rusty, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good
I,
morning.
I understand how Petey feels because he's been a long time ticket holder, season ticket holder. He wants to see them win. I get that. But when you have a brand new coach coming in, the idea is to build culture, is to evaluate the talent that you currently have and see who stays and who goes. If you're looking to go and win X number of games this year. That's just probably not going to happen. And I'm sure that they understand that too. Now, in regards to trading away the farm, no, I don't want to do that. But I do think we do have to trade a couple of players, ones that can get us draft capital for hopefully 2026 so we can get a quarterback. Now, we've got, Brees Hall, in my opinion, should be one of them because, yes, we do need a running game, but we did draft 2 running backs last year. Also, this is a very heavy running back draft class. You should be able to replace him for a lot less money than you'll have to pay if you keep him. Now, my other person is Sauce. I agree with, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was who said this, but he doesn't fit Aaron Glenn's scheme. So I think, and I've heard also, because I've been listening today, that a lot of people say, well, you can't trade him now because it's a downer. But if you look at everybody around the league, they all think he's a great player. I personally don't think he's a great player. I think he's a good player, but I also think he's scheme specific. So for me, I would like to trade him because you can get the most draft capital for him to help us trade up if we have to in 2026. That's how I feel about this. And I understand everybody else wanting to win games. And I want to win, but I want to do it in a way that's sustainable. And I think Aaron Glenn even said in his presser that he wants to build a sustainable winning culture. That's what we need to do, and we need to make some sacrifices in order to get there.
Thank you, Rusty, for
That's
bringing
Thank
that's
some
all
you,
I
common
have to
Rusty.
sense to
say.
the
Thank
I
you.
space.
I
Thank you,
understand.
Rusty.
All right,
Thank
can
you.
I rebut this or no? I'm not being a wise ass.
There's
You
nothing to
can't
rebut.
rebut it.
She's spot
Okay.
on.
Ain't it's nothing
Game
to
over.
rebut. Nothing
Well,
to
no.
rebut.
Well,
She
Hold
I'm
dropped
on.
the
saying.
mic. She dropped the
All
All
right.
mic.
right.
So
This
I'm
opens
saying.
up another question.
Yeah.
Does
Well,
Wilson, if Rodgers is gone and we got a shitty quarterback, is Wilson going to be pouting
Of course.
or is he want out? Then the decision is easy. To me, he's the top guy, but if he's not going to play ball and wait another year till we can establish and get a young quarterback, we got major problems.
I think if Rodgers doesn't come back, he will be willing to stay and give this a chance because he knows that in 2026 we are going to be looking for a franchise quarterback and get one as high as we possibly can. Now, if that doesn't work out, he'll want to trade.
But here's the
But I
thing,
think he'd be
Rusty.
willing to give that.
Here's the thing. You try to make the move when the property is hot. If it gets out next year that he sticks around and then he says he wants out, his value goes down.
That's a fact.
His value goes
That's
down.
absolutely
So you got
true.
to
But
make
if
that
you're going to,
decision to get, max value.
that's understandable. And I understand what you're saying. But I still think we'll get the max value for trading Sauce instead of Garrett. And if he stays, anyway, we don't have to let him go. I know you don't want to have a disgruntled player on your team. I get that. But if Rodgers doesn't come back, and I think that's his biggest thing, then I think he'll stay.
I don't
I'm
know because
worried
June
about
is
him
right.
because
He
you
was
have to
pouting.
have a good receiver for a rookie quarterback. They've got to have that.
You know what
Garrett
the
was
sad
They
part
pouting
also
in
is?
need a
week one.
running game for a rookie quarterback, bro. And Detroit's offense ranked third in rushing attempts. Guess where the Jets ranked in rushing attempts? Third to the bottom.
Almost
It's
last.
a totally different. It's a totally different game if Aaron Glenn decides to prototype Detroit style, which means running, 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 play action, running, running, running. And why can't Hall be in that mix with the two young kids that we have now? We still have him on the contract. Like, why do we got to get rid of him?
Hex,
And if you want to get rid of
But
him, why
he
not get rid of
walks
him next
next
year
year.
after they have
But he
500 rushing
walks, and we
attempts?
get nothing
Hex.
for him then.
That's the problem. If he walks, you get nothing for him. You're not going to sign him to no $15 million deal. For what? For why?
You know what
I'm
I'd
saying
like to
he's
see
still
this
under
new regime
contract.
do?
Tone, is he not? Is he not still under contract?
You know what I'd like to
He,
see
he,
this new regime do? I don't
He has
want
a
to wait for
year on
Aaron
his
Rodgers to
contract
tell
left,
the
and then
world
he's
what he wants to do in terms of
paying.
playing football. I want the Jets organization to step up and say, we are turning the page. We will do anything we can to make Aaron happy in terms of somewhere else, but we are not moving forward with him. We should not be waiting for Aaron Rodgers to tell the Jets what he wants to do. This is also a PR nightmare waiting to
That's
happen.
not what they're
I wanted
doing,
to play for
Buckeye.
them. They were misleading. This is going to be a nightmare if we wait for him to make his
Buckeye, that's
decision.
not what they're doing at all,
This regime should
man.
step in and just say, we're
Do
moving
you
on.
hear me? That's not what they're doing at all. Did you
It's PR
see?
one. It shows that they
Oh
took
my
control of the
God.
organization. I'd like to see that.
He can't hear you. I don't think
Am
he can
I
hear
on
you
mute?
all.
Can you not? Okay.
I'll drop.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what they're not waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision. Did you see Aaron Rodgers talk at the golf outing about what's happening? Like he said, listen, what you guys want to do is what you're going to do. Like Aaron Glenn and Muji are calling the shots about whether or not to bring Rodgers back. That's what I'm getting from his public comments. So it's not that Rodgers is driving any kind of bus when it comes to whether or not. I think he said, I'll be back if you want me back. And now they're trying to figure out if they want him back or not. That's what we're seeing from the public comments. I don't think
So
Rodgers
Mark,
is driving the bus.
Mark, you're confident. I'm just asking. You're confident that he's not going to say that he wants to play football, and if the Jets decide they don't want it to be with them, that on the McAfee show he's not going to comically talk about that. They're like, you think this is not going to be a comedy hour that he's going to run on the McAfee show?
that's a fact.
Who cares? Like if the front
No,
office,
I
let
care.
me
I
answer.
care.
Let me
I
answer.
want to
If
have our organization not be a comedy hour anymore.
Let me answer, please. If the front
Sure.
office is like, we are moving on from Rodgers because we have a plan at the quarterback position that does not include him, which includes whatever they're doing next year, I could give an F what he says on McAfee or in the public eye or the rest of it. The Jets are moving on. And in my mind, he's not the most important Aaron in New York.
The point is, Mark, this should just be a Jets decision. It's easy. It's a really easy decision. He's not the future. It's clear as day. He's not the future, and no one cares about the present. You have a fan base that actually knows we're not in a discussion presently. 2025 ain't about the Jets. We're going to be a top 5 pick, hopefully. I just don't want to be a top
Sheesh.
10 pick. What do you mean, Mark? That's what you're looking at. Where do you see something
Because the
that is
bonehead
going to
part of
change
this,
that?
Buckeye, to me, is this idea that the Jets are going to draft a highly, like a high draft round pick quarterback and start to and make something out of him, particularly when you gut the team. I just don't. We have a clear history and track record of that failing.
No. You want us to believe in Muji and Glenn. That's the change.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
Mm-hmm.
believe in those two, you're not looking at history, Mark. You're pointing to history, but you want optimism of the present. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at the present saying, no, I don't care about history.
I don't
I'm
understand
saying,
what you're
Muji,
saying.
do your Mark. What does it matter what every other GM and head coach has failed with quarterbacks? You're pointing to something that every other regime did. Now you want us to look at the new regime and say, can we give them a chance? Let them draft a quarterback. Give them a chance. Don't look at history and say, when has that worked for the
I
Jets?
think you
You're
guys
pointing to the
ran
past.
over. I think you guys ran over what Shade said earlier and didn't actually hear what he said, because we're acting like the Jets have no draft capital to make a move for a quarterback when they find the right person. You guys instead are trying to splash for a high pick and say, you know what, I hope it works. Cross your fingers and say, I hope it works out, as opposed to building an infrastructure that will help it work out. That's the difference. It's a philosophical difference in terms of how you want to build a team. That's where we're
But
All we're
disagreeing.
talking about,
Mark,
Mark,
your
is
pins. In
moving to
fairness,
play.
Mark, you want to pinstripe a car that has 180,000 miles on it. That's what you want to do.
Wait,
Like
Buckeye, can I ask
What?
you, Buckeye, can I ask you a question? Just a quick question.
yes.
Did we not tear the? Did the Bills? Did we not tear the team down after making the
Yes, you
playoffs and being
did.
Yes.
9-7?
Yes, you
We
did.
went
The
six and
correct way to
ten,
do it.
and
The
we
correct way.
literally tore it down. We got rid of Cordy Glenn. who was a Pro Bowl tackle. We got rid of Tyrod Taylor, who got us to the playoffs. We got
Mm-hmm.
rid of Gilmore. We got rid of
Yep.
of so many key pieces that got us
Watkins,
there.
Darius, yeah.
Brown, like we got rid of them. Why and why? Because we accumulated a lot of draft capital, and
Yep.
even though we went 9-7 with that draft capital, we moved up. We traded 3 times in the draft to get Josh Allen and still keep Tremaine Edmonds in the
Mm,
first round.
mm. And Jared, it looks like a pretty good move to me.
Yes.
A pretty
They're
fucking good
sitting on
move
an
to me.
MVP. They're sitting on an
Uh,
MVP and in the
And
discussion every year to win
I'm
a
s-
Super Bowl.
I'm sitting on a lot of comments
Yeah,
here
me
because I
too on
want to
this one.
rebut, but go ahead, Curtis. Go ahead,
Kurt.
Curtis.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we
Yes,
you.
got it.
sir.
All right, so answer this hypothetical. Now y'all saying, trade Garrett while the value's still high, right?
Yes.
So let's say the first 2 picks is Cleveland, and then who got number 2, right? Who got number 2?
Tennessee
Who
and
got
Cleveland.
Okay, let's say Cleveland, or let's say yeah, Cleveland, Tennessee or Cleveland. Hey, listen, man. Look, we want Garrett. Y'all got the 7th pick. That's still high enough for us. If you give us Garrett and the 7th, we give you the first overall pick. Y'all take it?
Yeah, of course you trade Garrett for the
Wait,
first
what was
overall
that?
pick, and I think everyone in the league would trade a wide receiver for the first overall pick.
Okay. Because right now, if we're gonna do it, we got to do it
But
this
that's not.
year.
I
But you're
said
not
that. I
getting
said
that.
it. I've been
You're
saying
not. You're
it.
not getting that. Tennessee's not trading the first overall pick for a wide receiver.
I'm just saying. Y'all. I'm just saying, by y'all logic, we have to get as high as possible, and we got to use our guys to get as high as possible. So if we can't get it this year, guys, we're just gonna have to just sell the farm out next year,
All I'm saying.
and then this year,
No. See, Kurt, that's where I say you could trade them now, but you could trade them for next year picks.
bro.
Wait, what are we selling
But
for the
see
farm
that's
this
gonna
year?
backfire because if you get next year's picks, the picks ain't gonna be as high as it is this year. Because now Garrett made that team way better, and so instead of them being top 10, top 15, now they're in the low 20s.
Now, my argument on that is who's their quarterback? You can give him Garrett, but who's their quarterback? And and
That's
and,
true.
and, and Garrett Miles, he's leaving. That's the heart and soul of that defense.
Absolutely right. I'm just putting a hypothetical out there.
Yeah.
And
No, I
Kurt,
agree.
Garrett's my favorite player. He is my
Yes,
favorite player.
yes, he is. Yes,
But
he is.
here's where I agree with Mark. I do think Aaron Glenn can create a culture, but he can't create a culture if he's got. And again, I don't want to say Garrett's a malcontent, but I do show all
Disgruntled.
signs he is disgruntled and doesn't want to be a
Yes,
New York Jet. He is being what in his
yes.
mind he's being held back on
Yep.
production of being a 13, 14, 1,500-yard receiver. He is
Facts.
being ignored on a field by a veteran quarterback that has prioritized his own and has done a history of that. He is
Yes.
basically saying enough is enough and losing on top of this. This is not where I want to be. I just feel like that is where it is. If Aaron Glenn could sit down with him and those two hash it out where it's like, I want to be a New York Jet for life, then what I do want to see is the Jets prioritize paying him. I do not want to wait on that. Like, I want to talk contracts right now, but I don't think that's where it's going to go. I honestly feel
Nope.
it's going to go in a direction of, hey, first piece is setting a locker room of people that want to be here, setting a locker room of people that are leaders. We don't even
Yep.
have leaders in this locker room. We have so
Facts.
much work to do just to build heart and leadership. And we're overrating our players. Not Garrett,
Facts.
but the fact that we're sitting here applauding a running back. Has Brees rushed for 1,000 yet?
N- Not the
He's
no,
not
No,
rushed
nope,
for
No.
1,000
no.
yet, and fans are calling him a star.
Yes.
no, I'm not.
I
Hexagon
get it,
is.
but a star.
All right, I have a speech about Bruce Hall, but I'll save it because Terrence has a hand up.
What up, T?
Hey, yeah, again, I just took a break and we're talking the same thing we talked about yesterday. And I really wish that we didn't have to wait until, hopefully, from what I understand, it may take until what do you call it? The underwear Olympics before we know for sure, and that just means we got 3 weeks of arguing about this. And I, I'm no expert like anybody else, but to me, you bring in Rod. If you bring Rodgers back, then Mark, like going back to last year, you're going to be upset if we don't draft a weapon because that's what you wanted last year for Rodgers. So, are we really building the team like you're saying you want? Because it seems to me it's a contradiction. What you're saying, you want to build the team right, but then at the same time, you want the best chance to make the playoffs. So, I think the two are incongruent for
Thank you, Terrence.
2025. No, that's all.
Absolutely.
And so
I'll
that's
respond when
why,
you're
to
done,
me,
Terrence. Go ahead.
yes. And you know what? I will mute and let you finish. But that's the first thing. The second thing is, so I mean, we drafted Devonte. We traded for Devonte Adams when we were 2-6 last year. So if we're 3-5, 4-4 with Aaron Rodgers, are we going to trade more draft capital to get somebody over the hump where we already are down a third round draft pick because of Reddick? And so where are we building the team then? Because the thing to me that the people on here that are, like I forget what that show is, the football show, where everybody's like, "Oh, the season isn't over, and let's do the best we can to win for next year." Nobody tells me what the plan is for 2026. And with all due respect, this thing about drafting somebody in the second round and hoping somebody falls in your lap, while the team is being assembled, that doesn't happen that often. I mean, you got Jalen Hurts. So that's the example. We tried that with Hackenberg. We tried that with Geno Smith. It doesn't matter what the Jets do. They never get the quarterback right. But I do agree with what Buckeye and June are saying that that's, the one thing that's different about all those other times is that you have a new regime in, and you have to hope at some point that these guys make the right choice. And I'll be honest, I'm glad they're not picking a quarterback in this. I'm glad this draft class is not basically chock full of quarterbacks at 7, because then the argument would be maybe we would be saying trade Garrett Wilson to move to number 2 and get the best guy. I actually think it's good that we wait a year and evaluate these quarterbacks coming out next year, because I don't want these guys parachuting in now in February and then getting only like 2 months to basically evaluate these guys and making a rash decision, which is what really happened. I know Douglas was there the year before, but basically, like between Salah and the new coaching staff coming in, they basically came in and they chose Zach Wilson, and basically, it was a COVID year. They didn't get a chance to see him like they typically do. There was the underwear Olympics. They saw that one little pro day, and they saw a lot of what do you call it? Video interviews instead of seeing the guy in person. And maybe that was part of the reason why they whiffed as well. Even though if you look at this whole draft class, like even Lawrence isn't as good as everybody thought he is. But anyway, to me, again, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm willing to eat all the cap this year, get ready for 2026, because that's to me how you build this team right. And I understand the frustration of 14 years, but I don't understand why you're doing it now, because then you're rebuilding in 2026. And then I don't know what you're getting if we're 7-10, and then we have to use draft capital that we don't have right now, unless we do trade one of our players that we're trying to extend, i.e., Garrett Wilson, to move up. I really don't know. But in terms of Garrett Wilson, he's the one that's at least, at least the insiders are saying he's the one that wants to get out. So that's why he's the obvious choice when people are talking about trading for draft capital. I like him. I just don't know if he's worth the 32 million that people. I still don't believe I still don't believe after 3 years that he's a Tyreek Hill type player. I think he's a lot better when there's somebody on the other side to him. And I don't know if I want to give him 32 million. But yeah, I mean, because with the Jets, he'll go somewhere else, and Samini and all the other Jet beat writers will do just like they did with Robbie Anderson when he went to Carolina that year and he had 1,000 yards. Oh, look what he's doing. Look how many TDs he got, because we're the Jets and they know how to trigger us, and because we always suck. And I just want for once that we get the right people in and we build this thing right. And I agree with you, Mark. It's never happened before. And the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again. But to me, it's the only way. And that's how Buffalo, for 17 years without a playoff appearance, came in, because they brought in McDermott. They brought in whatever the GM is, Jarek. You can. I don't
Brandon
know
Bean.
it. Yeah, Bean, and before Josh Allen got there, they made the playoffs. But they're like he says, they had draft capital and they moved up 3 times to get to number 7, and they got lucky because everybody was worried about Josh Allen playing at Wyoming, and that's the reason why he fell to 7. And Lamar, everybody was worried that Lamar couldn't play quarterback at the at the pro level, and that's the reason why those teams get lucky and we don't. But anyway, that's my feeling on it. But to me, it's just I hear people talking out of both sides of their mouth. They want to win this year, and then they say they want to build it right. But the way to build it right is to get rid of Rodgers now, get rid of the cancer. I think he's a cancer, especially when this team loses. And now I will stop and let you rebut, and I'll mute, and I'll throw the phone away, so that way I don't interrupt.
I'll give a quick
Love it,
Can I
love it,
counterpoint,
just
Terrence.
can
and
I
then we'll get
just
to Rusty. Go ahead, Rusty.
add what Terrence was saying? What
Yeah, Rusty,
what
go ahead.
I hear from Terrence is basically we can't look at history because we have a whole new regime, and
Facts,
he's right.
facts.
One thing that I really think is important in this regime, even though I wanted an offensive head coach, we're just not going to go into that because we don't have it. Um, what we did get is a GM that is already making changes to the scouting era.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody else who came in has ever done that.
Nope.
Now, he can't get rid of
Great point,
everybody
Rusty.
right now for this year because we still need them. They've done all of the work and we have to rely on them to some extent. But that shows me that by next year, we're going to have a whole new scouting team. And that's important because this team has shown it doesn't know how to draft quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know how to draft into the 4th round and below that. So to me, this means there's a chance that they're doing this right. And that's why I want to give them that chance to do it right. So I'm just saying that this is not the same regime that we've had. This is not the same type of thing that we've had before. This is something totally different. And I think that we should be giving them the chance to make those decisions because they've shown us that at least they're trying to make a difference now by doing that.
I just want to say I'm so proud of my 34th team. Jarek, Rusty, Terrence. Oh man, we just make our points and
Mark,
slide.
stay on mute.
That's all we do.
What about me, Jay? Jeez.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mark.
Okay. I'll be brief and then on to Timothy. Um, I I'm fine letting this new group come in and not putting the sins of the past on these new guys coming in. And I like the move so far. But we don't know what future success is going to look like for these guys. But I will say this: I think it's difficult to build a culture and to evaluate talent when all the team does is lose and you have instability at the quarterback position. Those are my concerns heading into this league year. And uh, I think the Jets will have that problem if they bottom out the team like some folks are suggesting. I want to do both of those things. I definitely want to evaluate the current talent, and I also want to build a winning culture in New York. So that's all. Tonesy?
Yeah, what's going on? So,
Tones, let's
I'm
go
listening to you guys.
Mets.
Let's go. Hey, it's about that
Mark, go
time, man.
ahead,
It's about
thumbs
that
down
fucking
it.
time.
All right.
No, but what I was gonna say, I listen to you guys talk about these topics a lot, and I wanted to say, so, as a Brooklyn Nets, a Bills, and a Mets fan, I know pain the same way you guys know pain. And the one thing I will say is that when you have a new GM and a new head coach, they get a flyer on the first year, no matter what team it is. And if that fly on the first year is to really blow it up and build the team in their image, then that's what needs to be done. To Aaron Rodgers is not a person you have when you're trying to rebuild a culture. He's not. There's a reason why the Packers moved on from him. There's a reason why kind of the Jets want to sit here and got looking from the outside in during last season. Woody Johnson started to get ill on him, and other guys wanted to move on from him. He's just a guy that your team has to be complete, and he comes in and it's kind of like that. Maybe you're a quarterback away or you a game manager away from making it to the playoffs. In your guy's situation, you're way more than that away. You know what I mean? So, and the only fair thing to let Aaron Glenn be great and to do is to, and the GM, I don't know, I forget the name of the GM you guys hired,
Darren Muji.
is yeah, is for them to really build this up in your image. Show as a Nets fan, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, I could say, although like they're losing and they're tanking, winning culture is also getting instilled by Jordy Fernandez, right? Like it doesn't seem like it, but a lot of shit that they do, you hear, it's like the talent isn't there, but the mindset and the mentality is there. And that's what, it's exciting in the future to build up on. So for the Jets, you guys may only win 3 games next year, but you know what? With that capital, getting a high draft pick, that mentality of wanting to win and guys fighting could still be built. You know what I mean? Not being going 8-8 as a Bills fan, I could say going 8-8 for fucking 14 years, and you guys should know, ain't it? Going 7-9 ain't fucking it. You
Yep.
know what I mean? You're in purgatory in the middle of the draft. Like if you're ever gonna reset it and get to the top of the draft and then use all your capital and figure this shit out, it has to be this year.
Jets are
So it
not
would
going
be
eight.
a travesty and a mistake. Yeah.
Jets are not going 3-14 next year.
Well, 4 wins, stay under 5 wins is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? You stay in the top five, dismantle it, build it up the way they got to build it up. And I'm saying that because for longevity, you have to you're playing with Joe Douglas's team essentially. And the goal is to not play with Joe Douglas' team, play with Aaron Glenn and new GM's team. You know what I mean? So you have to hit a hard reset. That's just the natural. It's been 14 years. You can't keep carrying on. You got to erase the stench and you got to build it up. However you got to build it up. That's why year one is the flyer to be bad and then
Yeah,
build
but
that shit back
you
up.
said you're a Bills fan, right? In the beginning of the year, did you think that the Jets were going to compete for the division?
Yeah,
I thought they would have been a wild card team, yeah.
yeah.
But I also know that I also felt like Aaron
So
Rodgers would have been the
supposedly we
downfall.
were supposedly we were just a quarterback away.
I thought you guys were more than a quarterback away. You
Yeah,
guys
but
are
hey,
O line away. You guys,
but
you got Tyron Smith. I
I
thought
thought
that
that
was the
everybody
answer.
agreed. I thought that everybody agreed that we had horrible coaching, and that the horrible coaching brought down this team, and that this team still has a lot of talent, and that this team, like we thought in the beginning of last year, was a wild card team at least, and gonna be contending for the division. So all of a sudden, the coaching staff was horrible. The field goals, I mean, the field goal special teams alone cost us, I say, 3 games, and the defense just was a shell of his former self. That just disappeared. Now all of a sudden, Sauce has to he has to run
Hex,
and chase down wide receivers for 10 seconds because we got no pass rush. And now all of a sudden he's holding, and now he has a down year. Now all of a sudden we got to want to get rid of him. But when they were getting the sacks and when they were getting to the quarterback, he was a Pro Bowler. Like
Hex. What?
it was the coaching, bro. Like let's give the coaching a chance, bro.
Your
We
offensive
Hex.
line
have
was
Wait.
also
talent on this
terrible.
Hex.
team, bro.
Your
Hex.
offensive line is terrible.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Tell. Hex. Remember the 2011 Philadelphia Eagles, the richest team of all time, where they decided to say, you know what, we got Michael Vick after what he did in 2010. We're gonna go all in, which they did. They got Namdi Asamoah, who was a first team All Pro corner.
Yes, he
They
was.
got they got a lot of a lot of Pro Bowl caliber players on that team. It was the richest team in the history of the league. Still is. What happened? They went 8-8. I think a lot of it has to do with bad coaching. The coaching in that regime was one of Andy Reid's worst staff assembled. It was a bad situation. What happened the following year?
So
They
was
went
our coaching
no
staff,
no
though.
wait Hex. What happened the following year? They went 4-12. They went 4-12. And then the next year they went 10-6 because they gutted
Hex,
the roster down.
Hex. Let me tell you something, Hex. There is no shortcuts. You have to do it the right way. There's no band-aids. There's no shortcuts. Do it the proper way. That's the only way to win, man.
We keep acting like there's no talent on this team, yet we want to trade talent for picks for the perception of the talent. Like, this is where it doesn't add up for me. Like, I think this is a talented team with bad coaching, and NFL analysts agree. But yet we've got folks in the room that say, no, Mark,
What?
that's not the
What?
case.
What?
It boggles my mind.
Because you're
Mark,
leaving
Mark, Mark,
culture out of it, Mark.
Mark,
You're leaving that
Mark,
piece out.
Mark, NFL analyst said that we was going to win the division last year, but it didn't happen either. So
Good one, June.
NFL analyst has opinions just the same way that we do.
June, where did you have the Bills this year?
I had them in third place. Guess what? The Jets disappointed me as well as the Dolphins did. Yes,
Look,
yeah, they did.
my point is that a lot of football minds think this is a talented team, but folks in the room don't. And I have a problem with that
It's
assessment because I don't think it's accurate. That's all I'm saying.
it's not as talented as you believe they are. Remember, it's 28 free agents from that 53-man roster, and you
Yes,
have
June.
7 draft
I think you're
picks
undervaluing
and
June,
$20
coaching,
million
June,
dollars.
which is
they
ironic.
have
But go ahead.
players signed already. They have more than 50. I get
Uh,
it.
uh,
They're low
what?
grade players, but
Right,
they don't
and they're
need
not
to
going to make the
replace
team.
28 people, though, June.
Mark, talent aside, because you're going to keep saying talent. Who's the heart and who's the leader? Give me the leaders on this team, please. And don't say the coaching will change that. Leaders are leaders,
I think
Period.
regardless of
all
who the
right.
head coach is. So who are
So
the
let's
leaders on this
all right. I know
roster?
Pete's got to close, but if we want to talk about leadership, I think Garrett's a leader. I think you
No,
guys, yeah. And listen, I don't think. See, what's wild is that you guys can laugh, and that's sweet. But here's the problem: is that it's difficult to lead, and anyone who's in leadership can tell you this. It's difficult to lead when all that's happening is like constant losing. Because what happens is that your words start to ring hollow, and it gets very difficult to motivate people. And that, by the way, is my chief concern for Aaron Glenn. He came out with an incredible presser, and fans fell in love and said, "Oh man, this guy's like fire and brimstone. Like it's go time." How does that go? We all saw what happened with Rex, and they're not the same guy, but we all saw what happened when Rex came in, fire and brimstone. We're not going to kiss rings, and it looks awesome when you're winning. When you're losing, it's such a bad look, and you lose the room and you lose the locker room, and that is my concern for Glenn because I think that Glenn is the right guy. So yes, I think Garrett Wilson is a leader, but it's tough to because honestly, when there were pressers and I was listening to Garrett, and even in the draft process, listening to him talk, I'm like, this guy's not just a special player and talent on the field, but he's a special kid. Like I think he's a real. I think his problem is that he's caught up, and it's tough to lose when you have a winner's mentality and all you're doing is losing. It stresses you the f out, and that's the state that I think Garrett is in. And I don't want to see the Garrett I don't. And listen, Garrett had none of the issues that Mackay Becton had. Okay, starting and being immature and having a wrong mindset. And now this guy's 4 quarters away from playing in the Super Bowl. I would hate for the Jets to squander Garrett Wilson because of draft capital or some imaginary quarterback. No, I'm sorry. Like, I think they should extend him right now. They should look at the tape, extend Garrett, and say, you know what, we're building the team around this guy. And if that means that they move on from Rodgers, that's fine. Again, you guys are thinking I'm like, bring him back, bring him back. I would rather Aaron, Glenn, and Muji make the choice about the direction of the franchise. Because no, Rodgers isn't the future. We all know that. But can you make Rodgers one of the best bridge quarterbacks, period? And then get a guy and then develop a quarterback and not thrust them into because what happens if you bring Tyrod back? Let's go that route. Let's say Tyrod plays and let's say Rodgers is gone, Tyrod plays. Let's do this hypothetical, right? Tyrod gets hurt week 5. So now who's your starter? Jordan Travis,
Doesn't
this
matter.
brand new guy, and now you're wrecking that guy's confidence. Sorry, I'm out.
It, Mark,
Mark, hold on a
Mark.
second though. The same scenario you just brought up, where we just bring a guy in, make the team around Garrett. We're taking a chance there too. So what makes your chance
Yes.
like more than 50% than the chance that the other people would disagree with you? That's the
That's a
thing.
Mark, can
great
I
question.
answer that, Mark?
For
Yeah, go ahead.
some guy you're gonna pick on TV, pick the Jets higher last year than some other guy on TV that didn't.
Get
What's
him,
the point here?
Terrence.
That's all.
Wait. Hold on, though. To
Yeah,
be fair,
yeah,
Terrence, that
yeah,
question,
yeah.
maybe I'm answering this wrong, but Garrett Wilson is proven. That's my
Yeah,
answer.
you know
But
I
what?
but
agree.
but
And he
Pete,
doesn't. And he doesn't want to play with Aaron. Clear as
Pete,
day.
Pete,
Yeah.
Pete, 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 clear as day. He doesn't want to play with Aaron. And you know what, Mark? He is a special kid, but he's not a leader.
Yeah, Mark, I have to disagree with you. I think Garrett Wilson, once he's in the league longer, will mature more, but I don't think Garrett's, that guy right now.
Well, I
Sorry.
mean, my
He's
thing is, how many
We're gonna
downs in
Mackay
your
Becton this guy
season?
out of town, and I'm gonna be
No,
yeah.
no, no,
This is the
Mark.
Hold
this
on.
is the
All of a
problem,
sudden,
man.
Mark,
Becton's a guy that we miss. Like what is
Yo, that
Becton?
shit
What
sound
is Makai
crazy.
Becton, Mark? Why are
You're
you
missing
bringing
the
him up?
analogy. It's you get a guy in, has talent, and then the Jets wreck him, and then they go somewhere else and flourish.
The
That's the
Jets,
He's
yo,
scenario with
flourishing.
he
Garrett
wrecked
right now.
himself. He wrecked himself by not getting in shape and waiting till the last year out of 5 to get in shape, which happened to be the contract year.
I'll let the space know. By the way, Mackay Becton's about to start in his first Super Bowl. It's coming up. 4 quarters of play
Mark,
as a guard. He's
I
he's
don't.
looking
Mark, I know
great.
you like NBA.
All right.
Eddie Curry won a title.
No,
Like
no, hold on.
things
Hold
happen,
on,
bro.
Mark.
Yes, he
Mark,
did.
He's
can I get,
laughing
can
all the
I,
way to his first ring. Go
Mark,
ahead,
can I
Pete.
say something chronological?
Wow. I mean,
I'm not insulting here, Mark, but Captain Obvious knows that Mackay Becton's in the Super Bowl.
Well, you're missing
Yo,
the folks are still missing the point,
that's
and they're
nasty
going to do
work.
this to Garrett.
Wait. Hold on a
And
second.
then
The
I'm going to
Makai
have to
Becton
listen to
comment.
people cry about the fact that Garrett is balling out for another football
Get
team.
him, medic. Get him.
First of all, Makai
Mark,
Becton
that I
complained, bitched,
agree
and
with.
cried about playing anything but left tackle. All right. So,
Yes.
with many he leaves us, and he's okay being a guard. It tells you something.
Let me ask you
So,
why.
Yes.
Let's keep it going though. Why? Why was he crying about being left tackle?
because that's what he wanted to play. That's what he wanted to get paid at. Because that's one of the
And
highest
did
paid
he have
positions.
and did he have solid coaching and mentorship in the Jets locker room to help guide his career?
Does anybody have that?
Yes. The
Who?
Philadelphia Eagles do.
No. I'm saying of our
Wait,
staff.
wait a minute.
Mark, is he playing left tackle for the Eagles?
No,
He's
he's
not
playing
playing
guard and
tackle
he's going
now.
into his next Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about
how
here.
about
Hang
Bryce
on, I
Yo,
got
Huff?
to
that sounds
rotate
crazy.
somebody.
That
You
sounds
were fine
crazy.
with
He's not
Bryce Huff
playing his
leaving,
natural
weren't you, Mark?
position.
You were fine with Bryce Huff leaving last year, weren't you?
In year
How come
one,
you're not? How come you're not giving flowers to Bryce Huff for making the Super Bowl?
I'll give flowers to Bryce Huff for getting to the
Because,
Super Bowl, but
no,
he's
I think
underutilized
he's
and
not
You're
gone.
getting,
giving. You're
because, no,
basically
Checkmate.
you're putting Becton on this pedestal, but then
Yeah,
you're not.
that shit
I
crazy.
just get
no.
tired. This is why I get tired of this. You take these isolated things and you exalt them and you make them the norm, and it's not how it is, man. I'm just okay. Anyway, I gotta go.
He's not a talented
I just
guy
no.
who's
I
starting.
think.
All right.
Wait, hold on,
I know.
Mark.
Yeah.
Can I
Okay.
answer that? Because
Becton.
I think Mark is doing this, with Becton because he's picking Becton because the fans and everybody ran him out of
No,
town.
he ran
I don't
himself
think
out of
fans
town.
are. Well, right. Okay, that's fair. I don't think Garrett Wilson is even close to Mackay Becton, Mark. To be
Well, I
fair,
agree with that.
it's
No,
not
he's
even
not. It's
close.
not
Like
a one to
I
he's
one.
agree with
he is
that.
a class act player. Yes,
And
his
they'll run him out of
attitude is
town
diva
too.
stuff,
Listen to the
whatever.
Petey, can I
room.
say one more?
But
Can I
with
say
the
I
one
draft
know.
thing?
capital for him, we
If
didn't
you
get
give
anything for him.
Makai Becton the choice of if he could have gotten paid like a left tackle or be in this year's Super Bowl, he would have taken that money. I promise. He
There's the
doesn't give a
money,
shit
That's
about the
a
Super
Jams.
Bowl.
fact.
He wants
That's
that
a
money.
fact.
He wanted that
That's a
money, and
fact.
he didn't get that money.
This card
That's a
before the
fact.
horse is exhausting. I'm pretty sure that if you play great as a player, you'll
Mark,
find a.
is the horse on
It's great.
Lasix?
Yeah, I guess so. I hope so. We're going to turn Garrett Wilson into glue at this rate. Like,
I'm gonna put all my money on Becton being MVP because I'm gonna make $1 million
oh,
now.
jeez.
Wait, is there? Wait, Terrence, is there even a bet for Mekhi Becton? You can't be an offensive
I know,
lineman. I don't
I
think's
know.
ever.
Well, you know what?
I
I'll
know you're
find a
being
bet. I'll find
sarcastic.
a betting site somewhere. I don't know.
Are you? Was that
Penalties
like a?
plus
Because
2.5.
Mark and
There's
some
the
guy
betting
on
line.
TV will show the block that Becton put that let Barkley get into the end zone,
There you
and
go.
they'll say, "Hey, it wasn't Barkley,
Wow,
it was
Mark.
Becton's
We
block."
already have a shade in here. Mark's catching
That's
mad
all right.
shade.
That's
Hey,
okay. Becton's laughing all the way
yo,
to the Super Bowl.
I'm
Let's get to
happy for him.
Chris.
I'm
I
happy
can't
for him.
I
stop
am too,
laughing, yo.
actually. And there are folks that
Hey,
Yo,
are mad
I'm
about
that's
it.
happy for him,
wild.
but I'm not that
yo,
happy in terms of
we,
like, like.
Mark, deep breaths.
hey,
Mark.
Mark, we got our pitchforks. We coming for you, man. Go ahead, Chris.
Mark, I
That's
already
okay,
got
Mark.
ran over. You're
Mark,
getting stabbed by a pitchfork. It's
Mark, I'll
okay,
take care.
Mark.
I'll talk to you soon, Mark. You're a
Catch
good
up with you,
guy.
Terrence.
Mark misses
Take care, bud.
MVS too.
Hey,
Now we're saying MVS
hey,
in the same phrase as Garrett Wilson. Go ahead,
hey, team.
Chris.
What
We
up,
need, we
Chris?
need Donald Trump in here to destroy this
Yo,
deep
good,
state,
good,
man.
good morning. Happy
All right.
Friday.
Well, let's not
What's
mention
happening?
politics.
I'll be brief, man.
What's
Yeah,
good, my
I'm
brother?
sorry. When I first tapped in, let me ask y'all, real fast. Who y'all talking about again?
Well, you know who we talking about, brother. Well, who me and you talked about 2 months ago.
You mean 2 years ago?
Yeah,
In any case,
yeah.
in all seriousness, this is gonna be difficult for y'all to deal with it in the sense of this. Um, and I don't know who said it, but you're really gonna have to give this new regime a chance. And
Mm-hmm.
that I swear to you, y'all, that is gonna be, especially in the AFC and the AFC East, man, that's gonna be like tap dancing in the minefield. For real, you're gonna have to keep it together for a while with this new regime, especially since you're in New York and you know this. You know the noise is gonna be crazy. Like you had your man Snoop Dogg committed a full drive-by on y'all last night with Sam Darnold. Um, part of it, and it's why.
He also did, Chris. He also got Belichick good
Oh
too.
no, no, he got a few people, but I mean, it's just the fact that you're a franchise whose name is in that type of air, and you get sick of that. Okay, that's why I say good luck with that, because again, in New York, that's very hard to do, especially when you're going to be rebuilding, because it is going to take time. Okay, it's just funny that y'all talking about Garrett Wilson all over again, man. Good luck with that. I'm serious. I'm serious, B. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean,
All right, but
not
June.
too long ago, I told some people in another space about Miles Garrett, and it was like, huh? And it's not like anybody. It's not like victory laps. It really just goes to say, stop playing. Look at these dudes' faces when they get sick of a situation. For real, for real. And what's wild about Miles Garrett, regardless of how smooth or ugly that gets, yo, my man went to the point of he typed out and crafted a finely printed letter. Don't let it get there with Garrett Wilson. Have a nice day. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. June,
Uh
you're in trouble. You're in trouble this year, bro. Take care, y'all.
oh. June getting called out. You know what, Chris? You know what'll help Garrett Wilson get sour on the Jets and get out of town when fans undervalue his talent. They want him out of here. They say he's terrible and the rest of it. When the truth is that the NFL knows he's a good player. Like the
Nobody
Jets should
said he's
hold on to
terrible, though,
Garrett
Mark.
Wilson.
Nah, no, you know what, Mark?
Mark,
You know
no
what,
one said
Mark?
he's terrible.
No, for real, no offense. And this is alluding to the fact of not being able to select the quarterback. Josh Allen won the MVP. Okay, let's just say it's not
Yeah.
being that caliber, but in somewhere in that area. Okay, within the time that he was drafted, how many quarterbacks have the Jets had?
Mm.
Then look at draft position and how much they spent in free agency or trade on the position, and you better get the quarterback situation straight. Again, have a good day.
Where was Josh Allen
And
drafted? Just was he drafted second overall?
He was
Or
7th.
did I
He was,
stroke out?
no, he was drafted
He was
seventh.
7th.
He was drafted seventh.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
where did the
yeah,
Jets pick this year?
he was drafted behind Sam, right? He was drafted behind
Mark, they're not
Zach
going to draft
Wilson,
a
who should have
quarterback at
never been up
7
in here
unless Sanders falls.
in there
And
Sorry,
in the
one of the
Kurt.
first
best.
place.
See, Marcus.
Quarterback drafts right.
See,
Like
Mark.
you
I'm
can't.
about to say,
Because
Mark, just blink,
you
man.
should have went after Panay Sewell. You would have been all right. But
That's
that's
another.
another
That's another
story for
good
another
point.
day. You
That's
know,
another good point.
All right, we're on overtime here, Mark.
Wait.
Listen, I got ran over by a car. You got a pitchfork, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
love it.
And now
I
Mark,
love it.
Mark is trying to fight, man. See, I love how
Yeah,
you just didn't use the context of that
yo.
2018 draft. I
Hey,
love
hey,
it.
hey, hey, Jerry. Today my feet kicked up. I'm loving what's going on right now.
yeah,
I ain't
because
got to fight.
you're
My 34th
mm,
team came here and showed their
Well,
ass.
hold on, hold on. In honor of Mark, let's make today Mikhail Becton Day. How's that?
And
wow.
Buckeye.
Yes, sir.
He's gone.
I
Oh,
would like to extend you an
Go get
application
that ring, Makai.
for you. We would love to have you in the 34th team.
I accept.
There you go. Oh, we are complete fucking now, bro.
but
You,
June,
Was this
no,
same? I'm
Petey, I'm
curious. Was
sorry.
this 34th team the same team that wanted Solid Fire Week 5 and derailed the season?
Yes.
Do
Do you guys claim
no,
that
no,
one
No, I
or
no,
wanted him
no?
no,
fired
no,
before
no,
the
no, no,
season.
no, 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 no. And the space was recorded. I didn't want Salah before the season started.
There you go.
That's the
Me
safe
too.
safe
I think
out.
we all did. No, I think nobody wanted him back.
No, none of us did.
I'm glad you guys took the safe out with benefit of hindsight. That's
I agree.
fantastic.
No, that's not true.
Mark, I'll
That's
be
not true at
honest.
all.
Mark, I'll be honest. I was on the thing. I said, you know
He
what,
said bring
give
him back.
Salah a
He said give
chance.
him a chance. Yes,
Give.
he did.
I said give, but I was out on Salah. But then I warmed up to it. He should get a chance. But I don't think they should have fired Salah 2 and 3. They should have just did it in the off season. That's what they should have
They should have
done,
let him cruise into
and
We
not
we
brought him
still
Buffalo
back.
wouldn't have
and
made
see
the
what
playoffs.
happens.
We
That's what they should
still
have
would
done.
not
It
have made the
wouldn't
playoffs.
have made a difference. He
All
cannot
right, you
coach
know
up
what
the
makes a
rest of the
difference,
staff
guys?
stunk.
That's a
Hector,
fact.
thanks. You know what makes a difference? You guys in this space. Thank you guys for all checking in and coming. It's going to be a long off season. I hope you're with us. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. I hope you're not going anywhere. We're going to exhaust this stuff, but run it back
Tear it
from
down,
the lot.
baby.
Tear it down.
I blame the kicker. He should
Who
get
is
his ass
laughing in
kicked
the
in
Get
the
a
ass
job,
instead
background?
of
Dennis.
fucking
Speaking
around.
of kickers,
Who's
who we got for
laughing in the
kicker next year?
background?
Oh wow, good
Oh yeah,
question.
that Zerline
Thanks,
will
Good
Pete.
question.
Oh
definitely
God,
probably
Thanks,
be
please.
everybody.
gone unless they bring him
So
back.
long,
Have a good one,
All
everybody.
right,
guys.
Mark. Thank you,
Let me
June.
get a pack of
Have a
black and
great
mild wine.
weekend.
Right,
Enjoy the
too.
Super Bowl, guys. See you,
And
Pete.
for the 34th team, what do we say?
Tear it
Tear it
Tear
down.
it
down.
down.
Tear it down.
Love it.
You got a log
Love
off?
it.